MURKradio is brought to you by Atlas VPN and BarkBox. Special deal down in the description below. Yes, sir, it's the swing shift. Ooh, we're not as serious on the swing shift, yeah. Where the fuck is my video capture, y'all?
It's cat time, time for cats.
Yeah, are you kidding me right now? There we go.
She's got things to mule directly into the mic.
Boom, now we're live for realsies. Oh my goodness. Okay, I want to get political today. I got special guests back. I've been talking to you guys about special guests. I'm not lying. I have a fucking co-host. His name is Special Guest. It's his real name. It's short for Specialist Guestifer. And I'm really glad he's back. And, sometimes we have a difference in political opinion, but this is my songwriting partner and best friend. So I want you guys to know just, again, as an example, sometimes you got to expand your mind and put yourself in someone else's shoes. And listen to their opinion. I very much consider myself an aggregate of him and his wife's information at times. I've conveyed a lot of it to you guys, and I know you're going to really enjoy our conversations. And I hope you guys hop in that chat. And, if you disagree, be murkies about it. Let us know what you think. I got the on-air chat open. If anybody wants in here, just let me know. Chime in. We'll try to get you up in here, baby. Okay, since I'm having to kind of squat, we're gonna put our Discord probably where should I put that shit? Right about here. Hey, good afternoon, Jameson. We were just talking about you. I wanted to introduce you to special guest. This is special guest in Discord. Welcome, Jameson, special guest. The cats decided to sit in on the stream too. But we were just talking about firearms, and it's something that while special guests and I might disagree, I feel like we have this middle ground that we have that, it's one of those things. We're both kind of anti-prohibitionists, if you will.
Pretty much that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I don't see it as being an efficient strategy. And in many ways, you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater, to my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And engaging so much blowback, like if we're talking about firearms prohibition, in many ways, people will tell you that it's not comparable to, say, an abortion ban, but I would say on an emotional level of how people identify with it, it is.
Yeah. And
in that sense, if you're trying to understand why people might almost mindlessly push for the greatest level of firearms freedom, they view it as the ability to defend their bodies.
Yeah.
It's a body autonomy issue to them, in that the world is dangerous. Other people have access to a technology that's almost so old we could call it ancient now.
It seems just seemingly from an outside perspective, not really being the Ted Nugent type. It seems like the Ted Nugent type, just as a generalization, a term to throw on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't think that's unreasonable.
Yeah, because again, I agree with a lot of what the man says, but hold on, I just realized I was muted in the Discord, but we're not anymore, baby. It seems like the Nugent types, that's part of their freedom of motion.
Yeah.
That's just as vital to them as shoes, as clothing, as, they're not going to feel that's something that not only do they feel entitled to, they've been raised with.
Well, and they've been raised with it. It's part of our national identity. Whether you feel that is stupid or not. And I'm not trying to be dismissive if I say you're entitled to your feelings. You might be right. I disagree with that, but I'm an American who was raised in a gun culture, so I have my biases associated with that.
Yeah. Hey, shout out April in the chat real quick. She agrees with you. And Jameson real fast. Again, just talking about you, Jameson. Just saying I'm excited for you two to get together. He says, I'm not for earning the right to have any firearms, but the mainstream idea that there is a constitutional right to have any gun you want is false, in my opinion.
I'm not going to say I agree or disagree with that. From what I've read, I suspect there's an argument to be made counter to that. The Supreme Court has pretty much agreed with that twice. Now, I'm not saying any firearm, if we're being specific to what he said.
Yeah.
Once again, I find that as being tertiary, even not even secondary, but tertiary to the issue at hand. It definitely matters. In terms of whether or not you're going to spend those 5 to 10 years in jail and pay that 10 grand to the ATF.
Exactly.
But I view it from a utilitarian perspective. Yeah. Let's say you don't want people to have access to MAC-10 submachine guns. Understandable. To my mind, the MAC-10 would be like the F1 racer of cars. I get why you don't want that on the street.
Yeah.
But to say I shouldn't be allowed to own one, that seems like a profound overcorrection. If you're saying I'm trying to keep them out of the hands of gangsters, there was a guy in Australia. Hold on.
Yeah. April says, it matters who is able to handle guns. I think that, she's kind of speaking on we should background checks and things like that,
Well, my argument against that, personally, would be from an ethical standpoint. I could make the same argument that it matters maybe even more who's allowed to vote.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking to take that away from anybody. In fact, I would like to expand the amount of people that we allow to vote. I don't think felons should be, maybe while you're incarcerated. But even then, I'm not sure on. I think that if you're a citizen, you should be allowed to vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like whether you're good, bad, or otherwise, you should be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Well,
there's
and this is my personal feeling, and I hold this topic to be about on the same level of personal freedom as a person.
Yeah.
In terms of the right to self-determination. In this case, it's the correlation between the right to self-determination to pick your leaders.
Yeah.
Versus the right to defend yourself in exigent circumstances that have become mortal against people who have comparable technology.
Yes.
Now, what I was going to say before, going back to the MAC-10 idea, in Australia, they've banned basically everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop the gangs down there from getting access to it.
It doesn't.
There's a jeweler a few years back who started making MAC-10 submachine guns named Andres Koots. I don't know if he made 20 of them or if he made 100 of them. I know he made enough of them to be a problem. And I can tell you, as a CNC machinist and somebody well versed in the construction of guns, MAC-10s are super easy to make.
Yeah.
Because its very nature, it's not like you're making a high quality, accurate firearm. You're making a bullet hose.
Yeah, you're making something that just sprays.
Right?
Yeah.
So now are we going to create a class of felon hobbyists, which are relatively small, in order to engage in something that doesn't meaningfully stop determined criminals?
Yeah.
Which we have, and it's not just there. I can cite a lot of examples worldwide across the last 30 years of this same thing happening.
Yeah.
So now you have the worst type of gun on the street, unregulated, untrackable, because you decided that there were people you wanted to keep them out of their hands, and you overcorrected in an attempt to.
Yeah.
How do we square the mental health requirement of keeping things out of somebody's hands with HIPAA health privacy? Exactly.
That's a tough one with I wonder what James
especially in an era where everyone is supposed to be going to therapy is the common narrative.
Real quick, this guy just said incarcerated people should have the right to vote. I like this guy. Jameson goes on to say, I've been advocating this for 40 years. So just so you know, I knew y'all be good company. I knew y'all get along.
Yeah. No, I believe that incarcerated people should be able to vote. I don't see any reason that they shouldn't. And I believe that even if you were a violent felon, right?
Yeah.
Maybe when you get out, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun. but I believe there should be a path to demonstrating you are rehabilitated so that you can meaningfully engage in the rights guaranteed to us as citizens.
Yes.
But we have a real vengeance culture in general in America. Like,
Yeah.
we
Very true.
still use language as if there's any want for rehabilitation, but because of the sheer money-making potential of the prison industrial complex and keeping a slave class available to the state, we have in no way a prison system that's meant to help people or rehabilitate them. So
Well
it
said.
leads naturally to this.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that I don't like...
Um,
The other thing that I don't like is this idea that something that's nominally legal, like if I want to own a machine gun, I can. My nose is clean. I haven't been to jail. I can pay my $200 tax. I live in a state that'll let me buy one, Arizona, but there's about 20-something states that'll let you buy a machine gun. I can pay my $200 tax, go through my 6 to 18-month background check. That's how long it takes. And then pay for any machine gun that I can find made before May of 1986.
Yeah.
Now, so that's constantly making the group of them smaller, so they're always getting more expensive. Really, what you've done is engage in classism that says, oh, these rights exist for the profoundly rich.
Yeah.
We're going to make sure it's a small group of people that have access to what we're nominally outlawing as weapons of war.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a class issue to my mind there as well.
Yeah, I know that's something that in the chat people normally agree across the board on, is that there is a worldwide class issue. Zimmy's seen a bit of that. Let's see here. I want to catch up with the chat real fast. Let's see. Can get a gun if they're under the media. Yeah. It's great to. It sure is great to have them home. Says Lux. She's still welcoming you guys home, man. We're still super glad you guys are here and fucking. We've been telling them about you guys for a minute.
Yeah.
In Italy, also the incarcerated people vote. You know, in America, it's actually kind of a common misconception. There's a lot of places that, like, my dad's a felon that can vote. Jameson says this is not a constitutional argument, just a personal one, but. Having represented violent sex predators for 44 years, they should not be able to own a gun.
Okay, now, violent people who are going to continue to have violence, right?
Yeah.
As best we can understand it.
Yeah.
Well, they still got rights, but I see the need to abrogate those rights for public safety. I understand that. Yeah. So we need a system in place where it's not just one doctor, but multiple doctors. And I don't mean two. Come to the conclusion that this person's rights need to be abrogated for public safety.
Gotcha.
If that's the case, then yeah, they probably should not have access to weapons like that.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. This to me though, really, there's a huge mental health treatment problem in the U.S. Partially because so much of it is predicated on having to give up some of your rights to get access to therapy. Yeah. It's that, like, when people talk about there being an almost taboo on mental health still, right, and a negative view of it, it's because a lot of people understand that if they're viewed that way, they have something to lose.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Especially the entire right wing. Why didn't the right go to therapy in general? Because they don't want to talk about having negative feelings, and then a doctor who has his own political motivations decide to put in a red flag or have their gun seized, depending on where they're at.
I'll tell you right now, the zealous QAnon trolls, we ban them from chat now because they come in with the same shit and the same ideology, which is, I'm anti-vax. That's cool, man. Explain your position. Why? Well, because I don't care if I die, I don't care if you die, and I'm my own doctor.
Yeah.
And that's the only argument. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, I wish better for you.
Right.
And then we see him along. But like that's definitely like an issue within like that zealous, like, kind of like,
it's like the position
demographic.
I'm in. You know, is that because I would like to eventually have issues with firearms and I keep up with the laws.
Yeah.
CBD is federally legal, so we can smoke CBD here and I'm good.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But depending on position, etc., that like the use of actual marijuana would make me a federally prohibited person, even though it's legal here for rec and legal here for medical.
Oh yeah.
So I could have a doctor prescribe it to me, but to follow what my doctor says, I'd have to abrogate my own access to firearms as a right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard people with their medical cards say they've had no issues getting firearms, but they've never tried to do anything like manufacture. I've never heard anybody like
here's
firearms
the
manufacturer
thing.
with
As
their
I understand it,
you know what I mean?
if like where they're going to get me beyond just calling me a prohibited person is if I fill out a 4473.
Oh,
Like it says on there. Keep in mind that it's still illegal federally, so I'm an unlawful user.
well, I think reform. Since we've had so many, lifts on like states recreationally make marijuana legal now. I hope that hopefully with a wave of police reform, we also get some reform for like. What makes you a federally prohibited person? Shane! Shane, Chief Logistics Officer, Dr. Drone Daddy. This is special guest and Angel. I'm sure you saw them earlier, but again, officially all sitting down together, man. Hey, we're getting political.
Going back to what? Oh, wait, I lost it.
Oh shit. Well, yeah, sorry. Well, we're talking about firearms.
Did you tell him that my wife is heading up the project in Arizona to do the expungement project for marijuana?
That's what it is. Federal listing yourself as a federal prohibited person.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, his actually Shane. Yeah. So yeah. Did you hear that? That's his wife is no. It's I didn't tell him that. But
yeah, no,
that's one of her many jobs.
That's excellent. My biggest worry is that we're all hoping police reform and justice reform is going to happen.
Yeah.
But I don't currently have much faith in the current head of the executive to do much but read a teleprompter, and I'm terrified of the vice because of her record as a prosecutor.
Yeah, you're in good company in that, by the way. We all it's not that we all take a political opinion. I think we're all just a little disappointed with the at least where we can all agree that Joe Biden has a sloppy pullout game. You know what I mean? He's worse than
Dude, all we had to do was things in a different order, and a lot of people wouldn't have died. Like even if you were leaving, deciding that's when you were leaving, maybe airport last.
Yeah.
Soldiers before civilians.
Yeah.
Gets lots of killians. I don't know. It's really messy. Just don't do that. Let the civilians leave before you remove the soldiers.
Yeah. Don't pull out like it's a fucking porn audition, bro. It's weird. But to address the chat real quick, April completely agrees with you. Still wholeheartedly.
Hold on, I'm blind.
Shout.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Can you own a tank in the USA? Asked Zimmy. Zimmy, bitch, no. Jameson says yes.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Yeah, about to say. Now feeding that tank is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Right. I don't just mean gas. Like each shell is going to get you a $200 fee for a destructive device.
Yeah.
And I don't even know the rules under when you can shoot them or where, but I assume private property.
Yeah. And again, from Jameson to Shane, your wife is doing very important work. Like he's shouting at your wife real quick. There's federal highway restrictions in the U.S.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that tank will go off road.
Yeah.
If not, they should have got a refund on that tank. I won't.
Yeah, boy. It's weird that America, since we do have access to tanks, we're not more like Russia. We're just kind of like Tiger King.
Oh well, because America is so developed. Try driving your tank across somebody's property.
Oh fuck! I didn't think about that. Yeah, it's gonna fucking suck.
Next thing you know, there's just a fucking arms race again in America for tanks. Private tanks. All I can think of is the 1984 James Garner masterpiece tank.
Yeah.
All I know is gas is gonna have to go way down before people busting out the tanks.
Tesla tank.
Every case.
Yeah.
Zimmy has to go up for expungement in front of a judge.
Oh shit! Expungement.
So there's thousands. Just in this state, there's thousands.
Yeah, just in this state alone, I bet there's thousands of people who are arrested for marijuana.
They won't let them do like a mass.
It should be expunged.
They won't let them do like a mass expungement. Every single case right now has to be brought up.
Yeah.
Well, I can give you an idea of why they are not going to do that. because it's going to take another 5 to 10 years for the DEA to bust all the people that they want to bust that's are predicated around illegal marijuana smuggling. That's going to get them enough time where it's not just a tax issue.
Yeah.
Right? So they have to not issue those federal tax licenses to growers so that they can try and track all the networks so that they can figure out who they want to bust. Because they're just like the narcotics bureaucracy in the U.S., starting with the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, through the Bureau of Narcotics Dangerous Drugs, and the about 8 agencies they had before they rolled them into the DEA in like 72, 73, were the most corrupt government agencies that I have ever read about, as near as I can. And that's just the stuff that they've been formally and officially charged with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Those people have power. Like there's a reason that they get corrupted, and it's because drug smuggling is always tied to espionage. Not every instance, obviously.
But a lot of the fucking time.
But those rings end up... Because if you can smuggle drugs, you can smuggle information, people, flash drives. Like, do you need to get some information into North Korea? Well, you might not be able to bust the people who are bringing all the North Korean bath salts into the U.S.
Yeah. Look, I was reading that Epstein was smuggling guns with John Maxwell to the Middle East. And then that John Maxwell probably had fucking
John Maxwell
MI5
just
connections.
barely showed up in that thing that I was reading about the other day.
I fucking believe it.
No joke, man. With the whole heroin in Southeast Asia.
Yes.
Dude, that Pepsi plant thing.
He took Epstein under his wing and made him his fucking boy.
That's what I've heard, but I haven't quite made it to that era in what I'm reading, and I'm trying to get a good background so whenever I see names, I recognize them within that.
Yeah.
Because everything that you have told me implies that no, they were smuggling everything. Can it be smuggled? It was a smuggling ring.
This might go up to some high up fucking UK Parliament fucking MI operations shit. Like some of that smuggling shit.
Look, it
Like
seems
with
like
Epstein
Prince
and
Andrew's
Maxwell.
having a real rough time right now.
He sure fucking is. He sure fucking is. And it's only going to get worse for him, I think.
Oh, well, you didn't hear about, he had a little win. Did you hear about that? The court ruled that it's admissible, the contract the girl signed with Epstein, you know, promising not to for future prosecutions over it, and they're trying to argue Prince Andrew is wrapped up in that.
Yeah.
So, little win, like, ooh, look, she signed her name.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's you know, even the fucking what was it? Buckingham Palace couldn't dispute the fucking photo, but they weren't going to confirm or deny. But they've given nothing to dispute any of the actual fucking evidence. Like there's photos of him with girls, with photos of him at these events where there's like, you know, legit cases opened where they're tying events that happened to them to fucking photos.
But if you don't say anything, you can't be called a liar.
Exactly. Well, and you know, one thing that I love about Prince Andrew, and you know, he's always been this way. This goes back to when he first married Fergie, right? He is the most fucking blabbermouth, bad at fucking interviews prince. Like it's a thing that Buckingham Palace fucking specifically put a fucking cap on at one point, and there's compilations on compilations of him just through his life just being the worst, like in an interview. Like, wow, that was bad. Like, you know, he'll just he says shit that doesn't make sense. He doesn't seem particularly like with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Look, all I'm saying, inbreeding.
Dude. I mean,
Royal
their
inbreeding.
cousin, but I don't know, man. That bloodline got a
He's
little bit of
just a really slow hound dog of a human being.
Yeah, but they got that Greek in there. They got that Greek flavor. They got that German flavor. They got 2 flavors of German.
Okay, so he's a real dumb beagle that's colored like a dachshund. Like, either way, his parents should not have been siblings.
Hey, when Philip passed away, he sent his mom a new goddamn what is like the wiener corgis. He sent her new wiener corgis. She loves wiener corgis, and like a bit, man. She had just started liquidating dogs though, because she knows she's gonna pass away, and she's not trying to leave fucking dogs.
A terrifying way to put it.
Yeah, well, like, oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, well, like as they passed away, she wasn't buying new puppies. She wasn't breeding them anymore. I think she'd gotten down to like 1 pup, and then Prince Andrew. Like,
I just imagine she brings in her scariest person, and puts down 5 glossies of the corgis and just says terminate with extreme prejudice.
the puppies age out, and she does the fucking right thing. She hauls him down to fucking Windsor Castle, pulls a sword out of a fucking guard, and just fucking does it herself. He's just like, yeah!
And then she climbs in one of her jeeps.
That's how I do it.
And then bounces, yeah.
Climbs into a jeep. She one-handedly did a frame-off restoration of Range Rover.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like they'd use jeeps.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But yeah,
That's American garbage.
And
that's we do have a lot of European listeners where the gun laws are dramatically different for them, and that's why I thought it was maybe important to talk about kind of early in the show, especially hot with you in here, because it's something that while we've disagreed at times, we always find a common ground on. And like, look, the Murkies, this is such a cool ass community. You know what I mean? We all normally get along.
Oh, well, I mean, like, I'll tell you my pretense that I'm operating under, right? About all of the conspiratorial stuff. Like, I'm not saying this is right. This is just the framework I try and throw it against to see if anything sticks.
Yeah.
What if the royal family and England itself was like, what if we figured out how to make the colonies self-managing?
Oh.
And then when we wanted something done, we could treat them like what they call a cutout.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they don't even really get that they're doing what we'd like to our end.
Yeah.
Like, do I really need to own all of the U.S. to reap the benefits of all of the U.S.?
We talking a shadow Commonwealth?
I think to a degree that's what's happened. I think that they've set up a back end so that if things get too terrible, or if we go into a civil war, we can decide, parts of us, that we can want to rejoin England as the Commonwealth.
You see, you YouTube conspiracy hounds, why I need substance from you? Do you see why I need? Because this is who I associate with.
Like that's what I suspect is actually going on. You don't need reptilians. You just need power mad people who are so used to having so much control that they can't give a TV interview because of the way that they think and the assumptions they operate under. And also being some of the richest people in the world and having control of the most old networks that we have, at least in the English-speaking world, because it's their fucking language.
Look, I'm going to try to put it up on the fucking screen real quick. Keep in mind, we had a president during one of the biggest national catastrophes since Pearl Harbor who openly knelt to the Queen.
Oh, yeah.
In her service. That's something you do when you're in service to the Queen. That wasn't a faux pas.
If you
Nobody
told
corrected
me that
him.
the Bushes understood that they were running as Dukes of America,
yeah.
that would make sense to me.
Well, I mean, Prescott Walker was the number one, like, fucking financer of the NPA, the Nazi Party of America.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, there's these weird German... When you have German aristocrat ties, you might have House of Lords to the modern, like...
As near as I can tell, they weren't fighting the Nazis. They were fighting the Germans.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, they almost decided to just kowtow with the Nazi
Well,
line.
the Windsors are a German line, and it's so I guess you could say that war is another kind of like World War I, where it's like this kind of like Germanic aristocracy split in half ideologically.
I suspect that the reason that you see so many things coming out, especially in the era of all these files that have been released across the last 20 years, like The Crown, is specifically so they can get you to love these characters who are real people. So when they slip in, oh yeah, there was a little bit of working with the Nazis, but we got rid of that king.
Yeah.
That's how it's perceived, as opposed to, oh, we thought we were going to join and it turned out that it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And so we had to get rid of that king.
Yeah.
Like when Hess flew over there, I have some suspicions that Hess flew over to basically kickstart them joining. But then, unfortunately, that dude probably died in a plane crash and was replaced with a double who lived out his life in prison.
Oh, shit. Fucking really? Okay.
Yeah, that's my suspicion.
Look, guys, another thing special guests will come in hot with that might sound cuckoo at first, but will fucking sway me sometimes is replacements. Governments replacing people.
Well, I mean, we know body doubles existed.
Yeah.
If you look at the Nazi Party as being, or the Nazi regime in Germany as being who everybody seemed to emulate on some level after World War II, they used body doubles all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Like all the high up folks had body doubles, generally drawn from their own families, which is something that a lot of people don't realize.
Well, it'd be fairly easy to do in some of those European places because there's they've tracked your family. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and if you consider that, right? Like it's not like the genome was cracked, but they definitely had some concept. Like the Germans definitely had some concept that genetic information was transferred. They might have suspected that eventually, if they faked a bunch of their own deaths and went underground, that those body doubles would be tested with this technology. Probably somebody in your own family is a lot more likely to give you a closer positive than not.
Even if it comes down to like dental records and things like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and over 50 or 60 years with the way that DNA often degrades, like any positive is going to be taken as a positive if it confirms the narrative.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, April. Yeah. Who's smoking hot, babe? Let her talk. Oh, fuck. Danny Drew's already fucking. We got an angel simp already.
Hey.
We got an angel. Danny's normally in here simping for the ladies.
Yeah, well, good choices.
Yeah. Let's see. I will
say, like, we have modern day examples of dictators across the world using body doubles. That mad lad on
Hussein.
It was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Not a fun episode, but very informative.
Very informative.
The whole man had forcible plastic surgery foisted upon him
Oh,
to finish out the job.
Yeah.
Because he looked incredibly similar, but not quite enough.
Yeah, all stuff that
It's
existed.
something we do.
And we know Nazis continued to exist and still do exist, even those that survived the war. Mengele died swimming in 1979. Otto Skorzeny died in 76 of cancer after setting up the Paladin Group and the International Fascista. And then Klaus Barbie took over and basically ran the country of Bolivia in 1980 as a narco dictatorship. He was the one. Klaus Barbie is the reason that we got all the cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the IG Farben and all their shit that was happening in South America in the 50s. Suddenly Klaus Barbie's controlling fucking literally controlling Bolivia in 1980.
Who Klaus Barbie is?
Yeah.
Because not everyone knows.
Klaus Barbie was a famous Nazi that they were hunting for. Like Simon Wiesenthal was hunting for at that point, who had escaped along the rat lines. He was going under the name Klaus Adelman, I want to say, and he had wormed his way up into Bolivia. Into the Bolivian government, but as a Nazi with all these Nazis, and they knew he was a Nazi. They knew who he was. He was the head of Department 2, Group 2 of their army, which was their counterintelligence wing. It's no different than Otto Skorzeny being Eva Perón's bodyguard.
Skorzeny's story, guys, if you want to see proof positive of spinning someone's image into shit like cartoons to demystify somebody or make them some kind of monster that was never real.
Yeah.
But Skorzeny is the Nazi with the scar.
Yeah, he's got the Mensch scar. He's like 6'3", 6'4". He's a giant. He's a giant man.
Yeah.
He joined the Luftwaffe, the Air Force, when he was 35, way too old to be piloting and way too tall.
Yeah.
And then he was the guy that led the raid that rescued Mussolini. They called him Hitler's favorite commando.
Yeah. He was, guys, there's no, honestly, look at that.
Yeah.
Look, again, like you guys have seen this man in cartoons. What the fuck is this website? You let's see if I can find something that's not going to try. What the fuck?
That's a book.
It's hey, you want to buy a book about him?
You should probably check it out. Skorzeny's an insane character of history. He's the type of guy you'd look up to if he wasn't an evil fuck.
Yeah, you really. Honestly, yeah. It's one of those things. Too tall to be a pilot was a prolific fucking pilot. Interesting.
Things like his own biology didn't seem to hold him back.
Yeah. Oh, I really wanted
except until he died of cancer.
Yeah. To address the chat real quick, guys. Michelle O'Rourke, hello. I've missed you too. Where have you been? looking at a new blanket for my husband's bed, and I'm trying to decide between 2 blankets on Amazon, but I fell in love with a wolf blanket and a blanket with a dragon.
I'd go with the wolf blanket because it'll seem warmer.
That's how. Thank you. There you go. Go with the wolf blanket, Michelle. Straight up. Let's see here. I'm not high enough for this. Wow, I'm contemplating a lot of shit now. Good, I'm glad we sparked some thought. You know what I mean? Like that's one of my favorite things about special guests and Angela's company is just again we always have really really interesting conversations. We were together during the January 6th fucking shit show, and I mean so again
Dude, just me with a rifle clutched to me like it was a teddy bear. Because let's be honest, that's all it was functioning as.
I had painted the word.
Thank God.
I had painted the word chaos on my belly, and it was just like I'm eating nachos. I'm like ah.
Dude, I just had that.
You awful chaos gremlin. No
Yeah.
one knows how he was eating spoonfuls of the madness of like what could be, and he's just slathered in it.
I'll eat drama sometimes. It's not that I was political about it at all. It was that shit. It's that there was a riot, and it was riot time.
Yeah, no. He caught the whip of riot, but he was too far away.
Yeah. One thing I like about Jameson, guys, is he's really good about showing up with legal words that make me that pull me out of riot time.
That's good.
There's times where people pop in the chat and be like, "What about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sharpen the pitchforks, light the torches." And Jameson's like, "I wouldn't advise that." And I'm like, "Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that." Sorry, guys. But yeah, no, I'm a little chaos nymph. I love it.
I don't see riots solving anything. They might draw attention to a problem, but they're not going to be any sort of solution. If you just keep doing it over and over, people are not going to pay attention to your problem. They're going to pay attention to the house on fire.
Mob justice is bad, and the only reason I enjoy it is because I'm a bad. That's the bad person part of me, guys. You probably noticed by now I'm a bit of an energy vampire. When that chaos shit's happening, I'm really enjoying it.
It's because culturally we have no carnival.
Exactly. Like I'm,
Speaking
pageantry.
of mob chaos, even when they're right, I recently told Thor the story of the Cincinnati sex trafficking house.
Oh,
he hadn't heard about that when it happened.
Gang.
No.
Oh my gosh.
My.
Downtown.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We'll have to get into this. We've gone into sex trafficking a bit because as we've been covering news stories, right? We cover a variety of different things, and one thing that people in the chat really like to kind of turn me on to is missing persons.
Yes.
And there's one woman right now out of Missouri. If anybody wants to go back and watch the streams from yesterday, we cover a woman from Missouri. I don't want to misspeak her name. I've been covering a lot of fucking news, and I don't have it in front of me. But go back, rewatch the streams, and she's one of those. It's like it's obvious that it was trafficking.
Yeah.
Like she was trafficked through Texas somewhere. There was another woman, Lauren Cho. I remember her name because she was in Yucca Valley. And there's been a lot of women just disappearing out of Yucca Valley. In my opinion, there's some serial fucking sex trafficking going on in Yucca Valley.
I don't want to sound like one of those people that took over the political discourse,
But
no, I suspect that because so many of these criminal groups are given such a free hand to operate, that that I don't want to say there's not as much as there is.
Yeah.
But suddenly we're starting to see how much there is, and that's fucking overwhelming.
Well, and
There's
here's
a
the
lot.
thing,
Turns out there's a fucking lot.
not every sex trafficking story is a grand conspiracy.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, it is people being moved within their own hometown. They might even still be attending school.
It might have something to do with like, when we another topic I talked about too that people forget about with like the 2 women in Moab, right? Sometimes when you have like something like a drug addiction, the one of the most dangerous parts of a drug addiction, in my opinion, having experienced one, is not the fucking drugs. It's the people you get them from.
Oh yeah, the most people I know that have been harmed as related to a drug addiction, it wasn't because of the quality of the drugs or them doing too much.
Exactly.
It was because of the people that they were around, that they had to be around because of the,
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said. Like, where I'm from in Mississippi, used to, if you had over 10 pounds, that was life sentence.
Yeah.
10 pounds of weed, life sentence. That seems ridiculous for 10 pounds of any plant. It can't be that dangerous in that form. It just can't be, or in any form.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're to the point of you moving a trunk of weed is a life sentence, you're in mortal territory and you're going to act like it.
Yeah.
Like you've already decided to accept that.
Yeah.
That, or even worse, you've decided to not consider it, and now you have to consider it all at once the cops show up.
Exactly.
Like, are you about to have a shootout with them? Well, somebody like that was, I think, probably more likely to have an extreme reaction, right? I'm not going to say one way or another that they're more likely to have a shootout with the cops. I don't know. But I would suspect that when they're suddenly having to consider the ramifications of their actions being so deep, they're a lot more likely to take extreme measures because they don't have a background of considering their actions and how they might respond.
Yeah.
And knowing that, like, the way the poverty cycle keeps people trapped is poverty is inherently traumatic. It rewires the brain. Mm-hmm. This causes certain disadvantages when it comes to decision making. I suffer from it. Most people I know suffer from it. Like, it's one of these things where it's just like everything is stacked against you in those circumstances, especially when you faced prejudice, when you face poverty, when you have limited options and a lot of suffering.
Yeah. Man, more April love it, you guys. Getting ready for self-driving Tesla truck army, says not interested. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Oh, dude, no. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm scared of. Yeah. It's not the self-driving Tesla truck army. It's the self-driving Chevy Bolt car bomb army. That once the self-driving tech becomes as cheap as possible, the next thing you know, people are leaving explosive book bags in taxis.
Oh shit! That's fucking. Damn! Did you just invent a type of future terrorism?
You should. Everybody here who enjoys reading should check out a book called Buddha's Wagon.
Oh shit!
It's the basically the comprehensive history of the car bomb. Car bombs are the most terrifying thing because they give any group of people the power of an air force, especially if they've got fanatics willing to kill themselves.
Yeah, this is Israeli tech, ain't it?
Functionally, yeah. That's where it starts. Is the Israelis attempting to liberate themselves from the British?
It's called what? Buddha's
Buddha.
Oh.
Buddha's Wagon.
Okay, I just thought I'd pull it up in case.
Yeah, it's an excellent read. It's not too thick. It's. I picked it up at the Fayetteville Library for anybody who's in Northwest Arkansas still.
Yeah. Oh shit. Shout out NWA. We talk about home a lot on this show. We talk about the Ozarks. We have a lot of listeners from different places, but we love shouting out where we're all from. Hey, any new viewers out there, pop in the chat where you're from, baby. Say hello. Pop in with this. If you agree, if you disagree, you can pop in too, baby. Let's talk. Mental health is a real issue. PTSD is not fun. Trust and believe.
Oh no. It's not just not fun. It generally rewires people in a way that some of them aren't going to be capable of coming back to what we like to call normal. And part of the issue is that we don't just recognize that that's what happens to people who are traumatized by scary things and situations.
Yeah.
Scary is sort of minimizing it, but I think that gives the full gamut, from the most terrifying to maybe something that shouldn't have given you PTSD, but it fucking did, and now you got to deal with it.
Exactly. I want to touch on something Lucy said in the chat too. Heroin addict in agreement, and additionally, social isolation outside of the substance habit is just as bad, if not worse. I had an opiate problem, and yeah, isolation is an issue. Absolutely. And when you go through recovery, you get scared to find a new fucking circle for a while.
Yeah.
Because you're a little scared of those connections. You're scared someone might know someone that knows something that might tempt you. And again, there's really that falls into that, you need to take it 1 minute at a time sometimes when you're
if I could give people dealing with that any sort of advice, right? It's that the hardest thing is going to be to remember to love yourself.
Yeah.
If you can love yourself, you can love yourself enough to, when you come in contact with that, make the conscious choice to avoid it.
Yeah.
And if you love yourself, then you can make the decision that if a person is someone that you know you shouldn't be around,
yeah,
if you love yourself, you can decide that it's worth dealing with the pain of rejecting them and maybe even feeling bad
Yeah.
versus the pain of giving into your addiction again, you know?
We talk pretty broadly.
And it's important to love yourself. That's my point here. And that,
Yeah.
that will help anyway. Remember that it's okay to. I hate to get so hippy-dippy immediately.
Yeah.
But it's perfectly okay. Most people who have been traumatized in many ways are traumatized to feel bad about themselves.
Yes. We talk. I use I use hyperbole a lot on the show. Of course, it's how I speak a lot of hyperbole.
Yeah.
But there's, I know to know something broadly is to see it in all things. And first and foremost, I consider myself an artist, right?
Yeah.
And so I look at a lot of things as if I'm mastering my form. Okay. So like in addiction recovery, yeah, like rebuilding social skills, all these things, rebuilding confidence, self-esteem. It sucks, but like much like learning drums, you're gonna get blisters on your hands. Learning guitar, you're gonna get calluses on your fingers. There's missteps and things that happen, but yeah, don't isolate yourself.
If I could give any addict in recovery any advice, it would be you made a lot of those social decisions with the pretense of having to maintain your habit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like everything had that pretense associated with it.
Yeah.
Well, your new pretense should be that you're maintaining not having that habit.
Yeah. Remember form and work from your heart to your hands is the most important thing in my opinion. Yeah.
Or that you're maintaining your love of yourself.
Yes.
Which is your new habit functionally.
Yeah,
Because I've never met an addict who didn't replace it with another type of habit.
Yeah.
And generally that habit, if they were successful, was good habits.
Exactly. While we're on like kind of recovery talk, I want to shout out one of our like regular Murkies. He's a frequent call-in. His name is John B. He's in a recovery program. He's going to the meetings. He's in I believe a sober living situation. He's fucking killer. Regular listener.
Oh, yeah.
Comes and asks questions. Fucking cool as can be. And I just wanted to shout him out real quick. Hey man, I'm sure you're getting out of a meeting or going into one, and I'm proud of you. And keep doing it, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And I hope hope he's enjoying this kind of conversation. I hope he comes in at some point, wants to call in, because I love you too.
I would say one subtext that we were talking about earlier was rehabilitation, right?
Yeah.
Like we're such a punishment culture.
Yeah.
That's one reason that people can't get past their past.
We like to whip. We like to whip the digital.
And
warriors.
if I'm here to do that, I'm going to do it directly, verbally, and right now. And I'm not wanting you to hold it forever. I'm just wanting you to hear what I'm having to say.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to do that to anybody who has a problem like that. I never met an addict who woke up one morning and said, I'm going to be an addict. There were a ton of circumstances around it that made doing that drug a lot better than dealing with reality.
Yeah. There's absolutely.
And because we still say somebody's an addict, even in recovery, right? I think it can be hard for them to let go of that.
It can also go to those I am identities that are
Yeah.
put on us. The language that we have in this country, especially, not just the English language, but the way we structure our thoughts. You are an addict, but you're in recovery.
Yeah.
See, the recovery is an act, but you are the addict. And that's how we have our language for a lot of these things.
Yeah.
And it's difficult.
It makes it hard because subconsciously, I say this as somebody who's studied and practiced hypnosis for a while, subconsciously it defines you as a thing that you're not allowing yourself to escape, while the function is an action you are capable of failing at.
Yeah.
Look, at some point, as a person who's in recovery, it might be okay to say I'm as recovered as I'm going to get.
Yeah.
So it's okay to call myself recovered.
Yeah.
That's my personal feeling.
Yeah.
Um,
So some people roll that way. Some people it works really
well,
really
I think it's important to make the distinction, because if you can do that, right, you can also say, well, I'm still in this transitory point where I'm not recovered, but I'm doing my damn best.
Yeah, you just remember form. You know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
you've beaten form into you at that point too. Like, there's a certain point. Yeah, you can leave the dojo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you have
exactly.
to have form beaten into you.
Yeah, just because you're not the best in the world
Yeah.
doesn't mean doesn't mean you have to go to the dojo all the time. You should
Exactly.
probably still practice.
It's the like it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe the amount of time, as you get fluid with form, stuff like that. But before I move too far away from John B in conversation, in Discord, he makes any new listeners hop in our Discord, man. It's open, it's free. I want to talk to you guys. And I want to see what you make. I want to see your art.
Yeah. That's why
John
I'm
B, we talked about how, like, when you're in recovery, you find like a new habit to fill your old habit, right? And the healthiest way to do this is to go back to the things you loved when you were a kid and do those. You know what I mean? Remember a time before you were on the sauce. And
Look, man, there's a reason I love home computers.
exactly. Yeah. There's a and okay. So John has a very beautiful fucking hobby. They're great. They're fucking miniatures, and you're gonna love them. Angel in particular. They're fucking the golden era of horror movies.
Ah,
He makes I'm talking he's got the whole Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
He painted it.
like dioramas?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
But also mini like full on, dude. He's
No,
got
that's
some cool
awesome.
shit.
Time at the Diorama Museum.
Yeah.
In Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, again, John, if you're out there, I hope you hear this this cast in particular because, man, again, I've been dying to kind of show you off to Angel in particular. You would love her art. You know what I mean? You would love what she does. She's gonna love what you do. You know what I mean? I'm all about that. I keep all of you in mind. I really do.
No, rotate us.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is Dutch style. Rins, speaking of Dutch style, Rins from the Netherlands. Hello.
Rin?
I've seen you say hello multiple times. Rin, hop into the on-air chat and come say hello if you're able to.
Yeah.
Rins from the Netherlands, boy. He's the Netherlands' own Brian Laundrie. Sorry, he's bald with a beard. And we've made jokes. Sometimes he'll just show up and just smoke mad doobies on screen, man. He's just a cool dude. Love Rins to death.
Rid, could you suggest some vintage GABA club tracks for me? 'Cause I love that shit.
If he can, I bet you Zimmy can come in clutch, guys. Zimmy, if you're also still listening, he might have gone to bed. It might be late for Zimmy, but
I bet.
hop into the voice chat, baby. Again, I got special guests here. We got to do a whole fucking music stream. He's got this thing called the Lep Loop.
Uh-huh.
And it's like he's got custom beat machines that people have made him and building custom wooden housing, and he showed them on the stream, baby. He'll show up and shit. He just got a what's called a gray meanie.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh off the line, given to him by Uli Behringer. I'm talking, dude's got taste too. His music is sick. He does kind of a minimalistic kind of like electronic music, but he produces everything.
Here's the thing. At some point, I would love to set up with my SH1, because as I recall, it'll let you use the old school control voltage.
Yeah.
And my Monotron will let you control the control voltage. You got to fucking do a little bit of solder work and put a jack on there, but it's simple.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about that, but I bet I'm going to be constantly asking him questions about it, because everything you're telling me is that this guy understands synthesizers at a level I fucking desperately wish I did.
He could build his Pete Townsend room.
Dude, did you see that Pete Townsend's selling his house?
Yes.
He's taking the mixing board and stuff, but he's selling the house.
I want that I still want that basement.
Apparently he helped build that studio before it was his house.
That's what I heard too. When it was still like a rental or whatever. Like he was.
Oh, the guy who owned it before him was either a friend of his or a musician he worked with.
That's what it was. Okay, he set it up and was like, "Well, I'm not letting that go."
Oh no,
I know that's where
it
he's
was like when Bo and Andy from so many bands. I immediately say Queen Bees because I was in that band with them. But when they got Chuck's studio.
Dude,
Chuck, so much stuff was recorded in that studio.
Real quick, plug Andy's current band.
Mudlong.
I was like, there's just a Mudlong release.
Yeah.
Andy, baby. He's still tattooing?
I don't think he's still tattooing.
I don't think so. Okay, well, anyway, I wanted to plug Andy. Again, I love him.
But you should hassle him about it, because that would be hilarious.
Yeah, hassle him about tattooing.
It's Andy Haight of Mudlong.
And if you guys are
He'll call himself Andy Haight. That was a ridiculous punk rockism from 15 years ago.
Yeah. But show him Murky love if you guys I know you guys, I send a lot of plugs your way, but go check out Mudlong and say shout out from the Murkies. I haven't been able to get to his DMs because of the flood of DMs, but I've been meaning to tell him since I was kind of cunty on Facebook the other day that I do indeed love him.
It's Facebook. It's there to be cunty on until they ban you for posting an actual government policy of a European nation.
Yeah. Oh man.
For 30 days.
Yeah. Ugh.
I'm pretty sure that I have spent more time now in Facebook jail than not this year.
No, absolutely you have. I've had maybe 2 weeks of available Facebook time with you. What a trash platform. It's bad. It's bad. And we were talking about Twitch last night and Twitch's issues, and Facebook, fucked up a whole fucking morning stream where I had fucking a bunch of people in here. And it was only because I was trying to mirror to Facebook too, and that Facebook crash happened as I was streaming, and it made my screen go green on every other platform.
As a daily Facebook user, as someone who gets most of my likes there, gets most of my art's attention there, everything. Oh, I wanted it to be gone forever. I wanted it to be fucking dead in the ground. I wanted someone to have stabbed that piece in the heart and taken it from me.
It's finally been slain.
I was so happy. I'll take my wedding photos. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Just be dead, Facebook. That's fine.
Holy shit, Eric's coming in from Facebook right now and saying, lol, my wife has posted a silly story about our boys having bad gas. Said some boys are gross, banned for 2 weeks.
Oh, dude, yeah.
They don't take into account context. It's just like they gave a robot fucking rules and were like, you see these words in combination, toss it.
Yeah.
I got in trouble for promoting violence the other day because I said, if you don't like Better Call Saul, I'll fight you. And I was genuinely flagged and my content was hidden to protect other users.
You could probably say in a comment, I will fight me, and they'll fucking ban you.
It promotes self-harm.
Yeah. TOS. God. I feel like we're really fortunate with YouTube TOS, honestly. They're pretty.
The only TOS I like is the Atari operating system.
Yeah, they've gotten shitty, but there's certain things like, it is so ridiculous, Eric. Let's see. Let me kind of roll back into the chat here a little bit.
I just want Timmy to come back so I can ask him if he's ever used an Atari ST.
Yeah. Oh, April does diamond art and painting. Hey, throw that in the Discord. We got all just, find the relevant board and post it there. I forget what we've called. I think it's share your everything. But yeah, we mean that. Share your everything. Then the whistleblower says Facebook intentionally cause fights. Laugh out loud. They do. Yeah, it's weird. It's such a purposely inflammatory fucking platform, and it's weird that they do prey on children. I didn't realize until I had the numbers in front of me how many minors they have on it, and there are a lot of fucking minors. And look, that's a lot of like personal information for a minor to just be giving to a platform that.
Yep.
Well, the fact that Instagram and TikTok are two of the most predatory information hooverers, and they're the ones that appeal most directly to minors.
Yeah. Johnny asks, "Are you a sports fan?" And I'm gonna word that a little differently. Macho Man or Hulk Hogan?
I'm a Macho Man.
Goddamn right, because the cream rises to the top.
I am a sport entertainment fan because that shit's so ridiculous. Actual sports, I once had it described that sports are a family transmitted disease.
They're hereditary.
They're hereditary.
FTD.
Nah, like first off, obviously I see the benefit in sport, but I was such a ridiculous individualist art kid growing up that I was just like, fuck those jocks. And pretty much, the only sports that I am into are shooting sports.
Yeah, unless you're listening to rumors, I used to have an NFL career, but I've never actually played. I played like half a season.
So wasn't bad at LARPing.
He played in XFL.
Fuck yeah, I did, dude. I was a cheerleader though, so I was nude in the locker room. I was in that episode. I was that one. Now I can beat nerds with a foam sword.
Yeah, he can.
Oh,
like I can't deal with your LARP because I'm not memorizing all of the
Characters.
I don't care about your role play, but I will be a very mean NPC for you if I can hit you with a foam sword. I'm in, nerd.
Yeah, so gang, we are just to let you know, we are all nerds. If you want to know who the sports queen is, it's going to be Lux. Lux worked in the NFL. She worked in entertainment. She's worked in she worked in sports as an event coordinator. So she's got, I kind of fall back on her or Chief's sports opinions.
I was a band nerd,
Exactly. I was way too busy writing music, man. I did not pay attention to any of that shit. I tried to play half a season of Little League. My kidneys gave the fuck out. I dehydrated, was hospitalized, and they said no more.
Well, I grew up in Mississippi. It's like Arizona hot with 80% humidity.
Yeah.
Like, and they want you out to play football in this, just running at each other.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was fat, man. Like I'm still pretty fat, but I was like 250 to 260 pounds at that point. Oh, yeah. No, thank you.
Now,
So that was basically that. And baseball is just the most boring thing on earth to watch unless you know it, and then it's like watching a chess game, but you have to already know it. So there's a chicken and egg thing going
Except for
on.
vampire baseball, which we all know can only be played during a storm, and it's very exciting.
yeah, I do like.
What's your team, Johnny?
Yeah,
I don't know the team names, unfortunately, because I'm that nerd. But I'm willing to learn.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Is Michigan gonna? Oh yeah, are you making a bet, Johnny? Let's see what we can do. Johnny, are you also a betting man? Here's the thing, guys. I want to catch you up on Johnny. This is Johnny Riptide. He lives in Florida, right? So he, showed up with the Murkies. We're talking about Brian. We're talking about alligators. I mentioned my fear of alligators. Dusty, another Floridian, chimes in. They're actually docile.
Yeah, they're
sweet. You can pet them and cuddle them.
Yep.
But yeah, okay. So that's what I said. What Angel said was nope. Johnny then goes on to say that at his job, he dives in a marina with gators every day. I asked him, without missing a beat, do you have a life insurance policy? I don't think he does. I've been saying for a minute, we're going to get a GoFundMe. Us Murkies are going to get together because we are his loved ones. We're going to open a life insurance policy. If he gets eaten by gators, baha.
No, I get it, man. If you're not worried about gators swimming around you, you're not worried about money after you're dead.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
And here's a point that I would make. I don't know if it's still true, but there was a point in the 90s, at least, when Mississippi had more alligators than Florida.
The fuck?
And dude, yeah, they make it all the way up, dude. There's alligators all around in Columbus,
Alligators all the way up, baby.
And the difference between a person like myself from the deep south of Mississippi and people from the deep south of Florida is why they have the term Florida man. But when you hear Mississippi man, you think about the 60s.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I've been dying for a stream
there
to
was
catch
this
you guys
there
up.
was this old boy. My friend had spent the night at his friend's house, right?
Yeah.
And his dad was there, and his dad was like a manly man in
He's
the
a
80s,
tough
right?
man.
So, like, Greg gets up, goes to the bathroom, sees this dude practicing his quick draw in the mirror at like 5 a.m. Later that day, they go out fishing, right? They take a canoe out, and they see like a 16-foot gator. It was gigantic. Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. Maybe it was 13 foot. It was a gigantic gator, though. They come back, tell him, and he's like, oh, no, that won't do. Proceeds to, no shirt involved, grab his 44, get in the canoe, come back later that night with a big-ass gator corpse on the back of the truck.
Oh, God.
That won't do.
Yeah, he's like, nah.
Yo, Justin just came up with the next t-shirt. I'm pretty sure turtles all the way down, gators all the way up. Here's the thing. Guys, the turtles all the way down. When they go into space, how come they never go down? Rob Schraub posited this question on Harmontown one time, but we brought it up on the stream, and it's a very valid question. How come we never go down? We always go out.
I think
It's flat.
I think it's a camera angle thing.
We go out.
You could be shooting yourself millions of miles due south from the planet you're leaving from, but as opposed when it's filmed
Yeah.
in fiction, I don't know.
Well, what's down there? Is it a
Because
big baby?
down is a relative angle as opposed to the absolute angles of everything else. Like, you can't use cardinal directions versus down. Cardinal directions only make sense when you're standing on Earth.
That's
It doesn't
true.
make any sense in space.
That's true. But
I think it's only forward, backward, up, down, left, and right,
if they
man.
could just express once on a diagram, like we went down, and it was just a big baby. It was just one big human baby, like a
People
giant
are
human
never
baby.
sending-
Look, first off, it's spiders all the way down, up, and out.
It's all spiders.
It's all
Not
spiders. I've been saying this for years. It's spiders.
If
You can like them. I don't like them, but you know.
We're gonna break down dark matter, and what is it? Spiders.
Spiders.
It's spiders the whole time.
It's gonna look like little spiders.
Yeah, that
Little
thing that holds
binary
us together.
Spider on, spider off.
Info
Oh.
spiders.
At least I hope that's what he was. Wait, where are we at, James?
Oh, sorry?
Danny, hold on. Got lost with the chat. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. I've been on stage, backstage, behind the stage, everything in between. Yeah, Lux really has. She's been in all the sports. Back on sports though. I just so I mean, if anybody wants to talk to me about like any current UFC fighters or like boxers, I follow fighting. I
follow fight.
I follow fight. I like watch men fight. I
Fight.
Yeah, it's
Earliest sport, beat.
yeah, like that's where I like the sports. But like personally, I had martial arts when I was a kid, some boxing, and now I like to do that what they call slow kung fu. I'm doing Tai Chi with all Asian ladies.
It's good for your core.
Martial arts as a kid. I like martial arts. But these are all like. I think this is because of the individualist outset. What do I like? Guns and martial arts.
Yeah.
That's about as sporty as I get.
Which hey,
Olympic sport. Does sport driving count?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because I do like to make my car go sideways.
No, I
know. That's an enjoyable thing.
I know we got gearheads in the Murkies, and I know you Murkies will. Yeah, we can talk.
Fuck that. No spiders. No, I feel you. I don't like spiders, but it's what makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Somebody asked earlier what part of Mississippi I was from. I glanced and saw it, but I didn't catch who it's from because I'm blind.
Yeah.
And I am from Columbus, Mississippi.
Where instead of tumbleweeds, they have street fights.
It really is that way.
It's fucking nuts. It rains street fights.
It's a base town right outside of Columbus Air Force Base.
Yeah. Ooh, who wins tomorrow night?
Originally known as Possum Town.
Oh, Possum Town.
Danny, I don't fucking know, dude. I'm not actually keeping up with that. Hold on.
I don't know because I'm not keeping up with it, but I'll tell you right now, Fury versus Wilder, just on the names alone, I want to try and pick somebody.
Yeah.
All right, place your bets. Talk about it tomorrow.
I mean, no, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, it's okay. So I don't know. Probably Fury, man. I don't know. If I was gonna put money on it, I'm gonna say Fury.
I'll put 5 on Wilder if you'll put 5 on Fury.
Fuck.
You can just put it on a tab.
I got 5 to pay, babies. That's actually a really good segue. So we have a merch store. We sell limited edition Merkdis merch, which while we have Angel in the room, I thought I would plug and brag about. She made a beautiful design. And keep in mind, guys, like I told you, this is after like one of the main Murky Mommies. That's unfortunately y'all's title. I didn't make it.
Damn it.
But Murky Mommies, I didn't make it. I mean, do you want to be a diaper daddy?
I'll be a Murky Mommy.
Sorry.
I only respond to one title, and that is Lord Excelsior Carver.
Again, dressed in Zardoz.
You need to imagine that.
Yeah,
some people would think that that's a Halloween outfit, but my Zardoz outfit is what I call being comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, no goth has ever fucked around with how much this man has understood, like, Halloween is every day.
Yeah.
Look, the good thing is, as bald as Connery was, I could grow my hair out and still do the cosplay.
Let's not do that.
Oh, she wants to watch Formula One sometimes, says Lux. Yeah. I mean, she likes racing and stuff too, car sports. Again, I'm just particularly not a sporty person. Again, I on this show though, like let's talk about it. Like I talk about sports.
Okay.
Teach me about it.
If we're talking about cars, right?
Yeah.
You want to be there to watch drag races.
Now that is a fun time.
Like we're talking about drag races, just straight line racing.
Yeah.
You want to be there because you want to smell the burnt rubber and hear all the noise. It's just like being in a war zone crossed with a rave is what it feels like.
Word.
Right? Whereas with like anything else, like around a track or especially drifting, which is people will tell you drifting's not racing, it's not dragging. I would prefer to watch drone footage of that. Because there's no real chance of me getting hit. And that's only going to be like ever so often for a half second. There's going by and that's it. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I just want to see people make cars do things they're not designed to do.
Yeah.
Oh.
But if you just want to be in the car environment, go to the drag races.
Hey,
see who's tuned their car to go fastest in a straight line.
That's some of the most like fun car. Again, just like I'm gonna be different on the show because I'm Larry King here, so like I'll entertain anything that like is coming from the chat or coming from my guest. But like, in person, not big on cars, not big on guns. But like, again, now I've got room to learn. Because like some of my favorite things that special guest comes in clutch with is motherfucking cars being used the way they're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, those are some of my favorite fucking videos. Like cars just getting torn the fuck up. So if anybody has any interesting videos that they found on YouTube or TikTok or anything of people fucking, I don't know, blowing some tires out or doing some Australian shit.
I just love to watch people fix cars in ways you absolutely shouldn't.
Oh fuck!
Like that's the thing that really gets me, man. There's this Australian show called Bush Mechanics that used to be apparently an old school documentary and then became a show.
Yeah.
And Aboriginal mechanics will make a car go.
God.
It doesn't matter.
Damn.
It doesn't. I saw them use they rerouted the splasher for your windshield wipers, the sprayer, into the carburetor as a fuel pump.
Oh shit! But that's some fucking. Was he doing the Cuban mile backward?
Yeah, right. No, they were trying
What are
to
you-
get this car into town so that they could get a new car.
Genius.
Yeah, dude, they didn't want to walk. At
That's
one
really-
point, they're just driving backward because the clutch is burned out on every gear but reverse.
You guys are gonna be so excited.
And there's no windows in this car.
we have a handful of Australians.
Excellent.
If you're currently listening from Australia, I don't know if you're awake right now, but shout out. We get Australians, I think, mostly in our late night
Bye,
show
April.
now. Yeah, goodbye, April. Yeah. I'm lost now, but nice to see you guys. I'll be back later. Word. Yeah, it's a swing shift, baby. We're kind of... the theme of today is as broad as I fucking tagged it. It's a little bit of everything, because we gotta
But
catch
Cuban
my...
Mile really got me thinking real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Ultimate crossover movie between the Fast and the Furious and another underrated racing flick. Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
Oh,
The Fast and Furious family gotta, I don't know, stop the Axis towers, like these big titty bitches who will break your neck if you lose in a race to them because you were a pussy, which is, as far as I can tell, was the entire plot of that movie.
yeah.
The stakes have never been higher, and the bustier also have never been higher. This is the one.
Faster 12. Faster, pussycat.
Fastest pussycat.
Fastest pussycat and furious. Just and furious at the end.
Bring your tit
Yeah.
is the tagline.
Hobbs and Shaw 3, faster, pussycat. Kill.
I think it's the natural evolution in cinema. We're always going back.
But yeah, no.
FFX, Angered Velocity.
Again, I wanted to spin the swing shift, just getting political and going there and showing you guys how I'm a little different as a host too. We can go there. Nothing's off limits.
Yeah, I mean, like my general view on politics is if you'll stay out of my business, I'll stay out of yours. But
we get people asking kind of specific questions, or when I have like a lot of people up in the stream, right? Sometimes I'll hit a talking point where it's like red pilled, and then like on the night shift I'll get people that are like, this is some liberal garbage. You know what I mean? So I get well split in half, and it's pretty fucking good. Like every day I get like, there's at least a couple people that are like, the fuck is this fucking right wing nonsense, or what the fuck is this liberal trash? So like it's nice to have.
All I know is I can piss everyone off by saying like I'm just not into collectivism, authoritarianism.
Yeah.
Like please.
There you go. Yeah,
that's my main issue is stop trying to make rules about my life.
Yeah, I say the classic Larry King answer. I vote opposition. You want to know my vote? I wrote in South Park. Like
Oh, dude, he
actually
voted. I know he voted Libertarian in 2012, 2016.
Yeah, I did Johnson. That was
that's
the
who it
protest. But when he was working for RT, when they would ask, he'd be like, I don't get political, but like I'm Johnson. That's my answer.
I had interest in Johnson, then he brought in Weld.
I put money. He fucking was a Bernie dude behind closed doors. It couldn't be first time.
I'll tell you what. I'll put money that Larry King worked for the Soviet government until it fell.
Oh yeah.
Well, like I'm not even trying to be an asshole about it.
Yeah. But sometimes things,
Yeah, that's also not even a like. I can't tell you why.
Yeah. But I've been, you know, like slowly as like the regular Murkies show up, like for each kind of individual segment, and I've kind of been able to feel out. There's been times I've had to pump the brakes on political things, really honestly, just because I'm excited for you guys to be. Like, I'd rather have y'all here to fucking commentate too, because there's times where I'm like, I'm not trying to flood it with my particular opinion, which again is a host's opinion. Like I'm gonna try to obfuscate. That's my kind of my job. Like I'm trying to keep people talking. That was like the heat when it's like, why are you fucking friends with Molly Go Lightning now? And it's like, bitch, because I'm fucking. Do you see what I do? If you're trying to do what I do, you're not gonna turn a story away. Yeah. You're not gonna cuss a story out until I can hang up on her. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Everybody's so absolutely polarized, and that's just a divide and conquer strategy, man. If you wake up and eat, breathe shit politics, then your life doesn't have anything going on but politics.
Exactly.
Like, regardless of the circumstances of your life, you've decided that nothing's going on in it but politics.
And I like it when we creep into like an afternoon, just our candor as friends in a parlor when it comes to like, and when we've had some really good conversations and watched some really big political shit happen. Yeah. And there's times where it's like, as I've interacted with this community, it's like I've almost pumped the brakes on a certain amount of it, waiting for that. You know what I mean? Waiting for like, all right, well, I need my peoples. You know what I mean? Like I got to have my peoples. But man, yeah, I suppose we've gotten off topic again. It's like the fucking.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you want to talk politics, man, like, do you believe in the American experiment?
Yeah.
Like that's what informs me. I think it's a pretty good idea. I'd like to keep it going.
Yeah.
Part of that, to my mind, involves not telling people what to do, and maybe instead putting my effort toward convincing them toward what I think is an appropriate strategy.
Exactly. Word Guardy. Now that's a very interesting politics. Oh shit. Yeah. Welcome, guys. Don't want to be disappointed. Yeah. People need people. Oh, word. Welcome, B-Mom. But no, like, absolutely, people need people.
People need people, but some people need to be away from people.
Yeah.
Right? Some of us have such strong PTSD that the best response for us is to be able to not have to engage with a lot of folks who we don't trust.
Yep.
You know? Yep. I mean, like that doesn't mean that people don't need people, but it means that it's at a different level, and that automatically intensifying the bonds between everybody is not always an appropriate solution. Yeah. I don't suspect we're really evolved to deal with that. As I understand it, we only in our brains keep up with about 150 meaningful relationships between people.
Yeah.
Like,
at a time.
At a time.
Like you lose people over time.
That makes it really, really hard for me to identify with 300 something million nominal co-Americans.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even going to say citizen, because I'm one of those people that, like, as far as I'm concerned, our immigration law should be like before Ellis Island.
Yeah.
You know, or around the era of Ellis Island, but not with Chinese exclusion. Yeah. It's just like, if you show up, that's cool. Maybe you should sign up with your local state as a resident. Yeah. Guess what? You're a citizen now. You can vote.
Yeah.
You know, but that means you also, if you're a citizen somewhere else, like I think dual citizenship's a bad plan. You know?
Yeah. That's particularly with my options for dual citizenship. It's like, I'm good for right now.
Yeah.
We'll wait till maybe Netanyahu's indicted.
Yeah,
no, I'll go there. We get spicy. We can get spicy sometimes. You know, what's the worst case scenario? We end up on the fucking news.
Yeah, my feeling on this has to do with like everybody's favorite topic, taxes. Which is, if you show up and you register and now you're a citizen here, which means that you've given up your citizenship elsewhere, you don't catch a bunch of taxes. But if you're not, well, then you catch a sales tax and everything else.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But also, I'm somebody who doesn't believe in personal taxes. It's not that I don't believe in taxes.
Yeah.
Am I an Ole Miss fan? Oh, but dude, I grew up right next to Mississippi State.
I was wondering what that meant. I'm so foreign to sports. What does that even mean? Is that Mississippi lingo? What is that?
Hottentots.
Oh,
Ole Miss Hottentots.
Okay, shit. Only thing I vote for is the cannabis cup. $, $. Shout out.
Dude, I'd be willing to vote if there was a candidate I was interested in.
Yeah, I think,
I don't personally believe in voting opposition because you sort of have to back up who you voted for. You actively engaged in getting them in office, so it's a little on you if their policies are bad. Like, I'm not saying that if you voted for Biden, Afghanistan's pullout is your fault, but you did vote for the dude who did a poor job doing that.
Yeah, I have said too, like, when it comes to my my opinion, like a variable I look at when I'm voting is, I will say I would prefer to make a new war criminal than vote in an existing one.
I can understand that. I feel like that's a double bind.
Exactly,
but I'm
like,
not,
there's no good way to.
Yeah, we're in a society where you don't have much options, so I'm not trying to give people a bunch of shit.
Yeah, it's what there's
people have been telling me that's in the past when we were going in the run up to the election, when you did the thing that is the only responsible thing to do in a democracy and examine the record of the people you're voting for.
Yeah.
Some of these candidates had nothing on their record. We don't know you. You're a stranger.
Yeah.
Some of them had explicit, detailed things that have had widespread implications and real effects on lives.
Yeah.
And they were a lot of bad choices.
Yeah. Music got loud for a moment. What the
Oh, there we go. Now we've got some folks in chat.
Yeah.
Let's see. B-Mom's a libertarian.
Yeah.
Gardy says that Trump kind of paved the way for the Taliban's return.
Oh, yeah.
I can't disagree with that. Like, I'm not trying to say that Trump was a better option or anything like that, or trying to agree with Trump's policies. I agree with the idea of us getting out of foreign entanglements, but I think that there's a way you can go about doing that since you're already there that involves the least amount of fucking people dying.
Yeah.
That you can figure out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's nice to assume that there's a human behind it trying to do the best with the variables they're given at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also trying to keep the interest of their constituents at heart. But there's so many actions on both sides that sometimes it's like, you're not keeping us at heart.
Yeah.
You're definitely doing what's best with the variables in front of you, but you're also not telling us what those fucking variables are.
Look, too many people in federal politics go in thousandaires and come out multi-millionaires, and I don't get how you're supposed to be able to have the time to do that while governing our country on a federal level when you're not making that much money in the job. That alone, not even counting the visible revolving door of people going into gigantic companies and that. And then
Exactly.
you want to talk about politics. The current China policy allows exclusions for certain companies to deal with China, because of things like the chip shortage and everything that get around it.
Yeah.
Well, these exclusions are given out just by the administration to who they want to. Well, that sounds like fascism to me, guys. Like the dictionary pre-2016 definition of integration of business and the government.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I don't give a shit about parties. I'm absolutely just worried about these companies.
Absolutely.
Like, parties are just are just sports, man.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest.
That's how I participate in it for the most part when I'm observing it. You know what I mean? Like, I get excited about it like sports. I watch C-SPAN and shit. You guys have seen it where it's like...
Well, it's the same thing. They've got number countdowns and stats and how many states and how many votes, how many electoral votes do we have to get in what particular states so we can game this election. And, they're redrawing the lines for the districts. So is AOC going to get bumped out because suddenly she's got a whole different constituency and she's going to get primaried?
Yeah.
And everything just sounds like you're talking about this, like you're setting up a fantasy football league.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, the people who are actually involved in making, writing, and implementing policy, not the ones who act as figureheads to get it passed or who act as enforcers, right?
Yeah.
But the people who are actually making the policies all seem to work for the same 15 corporations.
Damn
Look
straight.
up Vanguard.
Damn straight.
Look up Vanguard and BlackRock. They own everything.
Yeah.
They own majorities of the corporate ownership of both Coke and Pepsi. So if Vanguard Capital owns the majority of stock in Coke and Pepsi, why would you believe that they are competitors? All these same people are the people who are basically coming into and out of our government whenever it's convenient for them to dictate policy within that role. It makes it hard to want to vote for anybody. Like, do I get to vote for who's on your corporate board? Only if I've got the money to buy stock. You know, so we've sort of become a de facto fascism of the market. That makes it really, really disheartening to get excited over somebody who says that they're going to give me a political solution based on the economic writings of people from the late 18th century or the early 20th century. Like, pick Marx or Rand. They're both a bunch of dead old white people who have no clue what's going on. So that's one of the reasons, like, I like libertarianism from the point of an individual, but as a libertarian party, or as libertarianism as it's presented in the U.S. as a political alternative, doesn't really do much for me. It just seems like it's doing more for that system.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need to run for office. Hell no. Hell no. I'd run the treasury or some shit, but no, hell no. No. Just fucking hit subscribe. You can write me in. Write me in. It'd be funny. I'm not old enough yet either, though.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll be old enough then either.
No. How old are you?
30.
You're gonna have to catch him in 2028.
Yeah, 2028. Sorry. No.
Look, all I'm saying is that most people start campaigning for the next election 3 years prior. But what if you were already campaigning for the election after that?
Oh, if I pull a Trump and I'm just a hot button ticket under the fucking surface for fucking
8 years
for both sides.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just flopping. Nobody knows where I might land. I'm like, who's gonna give me where am I gonna get it? And then fucking bam, you guys get this like bloated orange me with a comb over, fucking talking about some goddamn like we should all eat lamb meat more. It's like I've got the best lamb meat. But yeah, no, I don't know. No. No. I felt like I was so scared to be political or anything or spout anything of my opinion in my artistic career because of the clampdown on most social media platforms that I genuinely felt the need to start interjecting it into this streaming thing. When this kind of became a legit radio show vibe, it's like, well, fuck it. Let's open my own newspaper. I'll just print my fucking opinions.
Hey, man, at some point I thought that the tide was going to break, but now we're so polarized, and it's polarized along the lines of culture creators and not classic.
Yeah.
That I just started being like, fuck it. They don't want to hang out with me because they're going to misunderstand what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, he says, Murky, he needs to run for office. Oh, dude, President Gestafer? President Gestafer, boy? Yeah, man. Yeah, Gestafer's old enough to run right now. No, write in Specialist Gestafer. That's his full name.
Yeah, I can run for... I'm 43, guys.
Yeah, he can run. Yeah. He'll represent... Yeah, especially... And you guys probably see, you Murkies that are tuning, you diehards. You diehards have been here for every stream I see. Like, him and I have a very similar view on a lot of things, and even if we don't, there's a way that he voices his opinion that I feel like is really important to get out there and give a platform to sometimes. And as you heard earlier, Facebook didn't even let him fucking say anything this year.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I've been on, I think I am on my 4th 30-day ban right now.
Yeah, and it's fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. Well, yeah, you got time here and love here and a whole fucking platform that people that fucking would not shame you for your opinion or fucking ban you or cancel you or fucking gatekeep that shit. Because sometimes fucking, yeah, there's difference of opinion and shit. And hey, Jameson fucking likes you. Like I said, dude, I feel like I'm getting good at playing a social circle matchmaker. Like, hey, you should fuck, I hope Jameson gets in here and hears some of this because, I don't know, even just chatting with special guest earlier, it was like, it kept kind of turning into like I feel like I need to show you guys, because we kept kind of going back to like fucking Thor can't Facebook and yeah.
B-Mom says, everyone I talk to seems to have similar opinions as we do. How come the extreme left seems to control everything?
Yeah.
Well, the media is controlled by a relatively small amount of corporations.
Yeah.
And they functionally tell them what to say. Look at any of those compilations of local news where they've got like 48 different news features, like different stations on, and they're all reading the exact same script they got off the AP wire because they're not actually reporters, they're just talking heads.
Yeah.
And it's what I was saying earlier, culture seems to have split along the lines of culture creators and not. Well, the classic culture creators, so your artists, I've been a musician, like I'm 43, I've been playing music since I was 16. I've been recording it since I was about 17. All across the sphere of art, identity politics has been posited as a way that you can use your artistic ability to be a social hero. Mm-hmm. And that's a big part of what's going on. It's not that these people do or don't legitimately want to make things better. I think most of them do, but they want to be seen making them better. It's the type of person who doesn't give a homeless person $20 unless they pull out their phone to make sure they can post it to the gram.
Yeah.
And by their very nature, all artists have to be self-promoters. Otherwise, they're just somebody who's making art at home that no one ever sees.
Well, it was like exposing someone like Zimmy, like an Italian artist, to kind of the realm of American trash TV.
Oh,
and explaining like characters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and explaining to him too that like what they're doing, like what Molly's doing, is not very different than what I'm doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like kind of showing him that line, how things work here.
Right.
You know what I mean? With like.
Well, we've all become Andy Warhol's talking heads. We're all going for our 15 minutes now because partially this is one of the few jobs a lot of folks can do.
Yeah.
In the middle of lockdowns and stuff. Like if you're in California and couldn't go outside for 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah. And as the community's grown, one frequent DM I get is like, how do you do what you do? I need advice, and so I'm doing my best to kind of keep things be as like professional of an example as possible. You know what I mean? Like actually take the trip, because you guys are taking it with me with this stream shit in particular.
Does our vote really count? Sean Best asks. Be honest, thanks. Yeah, I think it counts if it in this sense. So I want to be real clear. Votes count in that if the group who wants to win doesn't demonstrate that they got enough of them, folks won't accept their winning. Does your actual vote count in that election process? I believe it's become so distorted and diluted that it probably doesn't really.
Yeah.
Because I'm a believer in election fraud. I think both sides engage in it, probably to an equal degree, probably through different methodologies, depending on where they're at and the local power networks. America's huge, right? The way it works in Mississippi is not the way it works in New England anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a whole different type of politics and a whole different type of corruption.
Yeah.
Like I remember a few years back, one candidate snuck a camera team into a retirement home to demonstrate how the other one had abandoned his mother. That's Mississippi politics.
God damn.
Right? That's how dirty and underhanded they're willing to be, yet overt about it.
God damn. Could you imagine having a smear campaign run on you and of that degree?
Yeah.
Like mother.
No, it's total 1960s Nixon dirty tricks.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. Whereas like in California, I'm guessing somehow Silicon Valley is going to be involved.
Okay.
Right? Some places, they're just losing votes that don't ever make it to machines. Other places, probably the machines are compromised. That's my suspicion, Yeah. So I think these are done in different ways by different groups.
Yeah.
And so, does your vote count? I mean, like, I'll put it this way. If there's somebody who everybody really liked and everybody knew that everybody went out and voted for them, and the other side won just barely by a lot of votes that didn't seem to make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm not making an allusion to the last election. I mean, like, whatever you think about the last election, it has to be worse than that.
Yeah.
There'd be riots in the fucking streets.
Yep.
The illusion of the vote counting really matters.
Yeah. Constant psyops, it seems, like Rock the Vote in the 90s, like that ended up in fucking Black Sheep, which again is like a big kind of a campaign film. It is a campaign.
Hey, look,
you have campaign comedies.
We talk about this. That like people joke about MTV. MTV served a very important purpose for about a decade, right? It made people feel like they could get involved in national level stuff. If not, Dave Mustaine, Alex Jones, guest.
Yeah.
and conspiracy theorist and guitar player and singer of Megadeth, Dave Mustaine,
Yeah.
wouldn't have covered the Democratic National Convention of like '88 for MTV News.
Shit.
Right? Like all of this was designed in many ways, to my mind, to get artists involved, because in the '70s and '60s, artists were the main thing that fought the power structure.
Yeah.
Now they figured out in the U.S. how to co-opt all of the artist structures
Yeah.
so that they are controlled opposition politically. Like this is why all of your artist friends have suddenly become extremists, right?
Yeah.
Either communists or fascists to some degree.
Yeah.
And they've been brewing that for forever. I think it ties back to the whole industrial culture, because they were directly acting like fascists.
Yeah. B-Mom makes a really good point with America is too big for how we vote today. And I say makes a good point in my opinion, because it's, yeah, we're massive. And as we know, as we've all talked together, us Murkies, since it's all just us here together right now, like, you know, we know that sometimes there's outliers when we generalize.
Yeah, there's always.
And sometimes they're closer to home than you realize. And I think that, a nation this large with with identities this diverse, it should be maybe something like a state thing. I don't know. We could be broken up. We're an unusually large nation. We're a superpower, but we'll never let go of that. We'll never get rid of the illusion of the vote, for sure.
I doubt that, but I could see basically, I don't know, man. I could see us slowly sliding toward the book Snow Crash.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like I could see that. That was supposed to be a parody of cyberpunk, but because of Poe's law, you can't parody anything as ridiculous as cyberpunk. So it became a cornerstone of the genre. And honestly, at this point, I could see us basically ending there. If you don't know Snow Crash, it's if Ready Player One was good. It's what they stole it from, basically.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah. Explaining to Lux the other night, like Grant Morrison, the Wachowski brothers owe fucking Grant Morrison a big check.
Sisters.
Oh yeah,
Sisters.
I got you.
Oh no, they owe a lot of people. I was reading about that last night. No joke. They owe a lot of people.
There you go.
They're thieves. yeah. They fucking. That's absolutely.
Well, no, that's going back to industrial. That's industrial movie making, which is what they wanted out of art. They wanted to remove the communication aspect and turn it into a process that they could sell as content, which is what they've done.
You talked about the potential of that scene trying to almost magically or magically blur the line or make a photo negative of Michael Jackson, right?
Yeah.
And when you said that, what I thought of was when the Wachowski sisters were trying to, when they were pitching The Matrix, Will Smith was the first person that was offered that role.
Yeah.
That would cross hip hop, that would be one of those big kind of he would have been a superstar. He would have been exactly like what you're talking about. You know what I mean? When it comes like the industrial scenes.
Just as an aside, imagine if it was Will Smith and John Wick.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be wild? But this could be that world. What if Keanu did Wild Wild West?
I don't know.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
I just saw it.
Yeah. What if things had played out different? What if there's a multiverse out there where we have fucking, again, industrial false prophet Will Smith.
So if anybody doesn't know, I'm slowly working on a conspiracy theory. It's a hobby, not a thing I believe in. That basically industrial music was a form of culture destruction that was designed to set the precedent for how all art was going to now be functionally mechanistic propaganda of some form. And it only gets crazier from there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty slightly convinced that they were setting up Al Jurgensen of the band Ministry to be like a photo negative of Michael Jackson.
And that shit didn't work, so they split it between Trent Reznor and Rob Zombie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they missed their window of opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? They were gonna have Jackson alter himself in the same way they were gonna have But then Timothy Leary got a hold of Al Jurgensen, and so they couldn't get that to happen anymore. And yeah, at that point, they gave his aesthetic to Rob Zombie, or in the sense of they said, we're going to let you use his aesthetic and make you a star.
Well, they lost their. We talk about this on the show because we talked about R. Kelly and how management, particularly in the music industry, they want somebody who has skeletons in their closet, and particularly skeletons they can feed themselves.
Yeah.
So they want you to have a drug problem. They want you to be sexually fucking weird, and they want to be your fucking hookup.
Dude, you won't find somebody with more of a drug problem in history than Al Jurgensen. No, 100%, man. Like he is famous for walking out on people who are ODing. Apparently in Chicago, he is known for that. He's like, oh, don't shoot up with Al.
Oh, yeah.
He's using you to test his drugs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but those stories exist. I have heard them.
But, they lost their means of control when he went with Leary.
Yeah. He got his mind blown so much. And keep in mind that Timothy Leary and Al Jurgensen are responsible for Maynard from Tool's first big trip. Like, and that was, something that nominally happened at the concert. Like, he's there with his buddy. Jurgensen's drinking this bottle of whiskey that has some of Leary's LSD in it. And he gives some to these guys in the front row who happen to be Maynard and his friend. And they both take huge swigs and trip for 3 days.
Shit.
That's the story.
Shit. Another band that's done, almost impossible things. Like... I'm back and so lost. What? Oh, yeah. Sorry to catch you up, April. We're just chit-chatting about conspiracy, lady. No need. If we rewind, I feel like we're being fairly coherent, but we're getting a little stoned today. We're having a little kickback for the swing shift. Well, it's the swing shift. That's what the swing shift is for. We kind of JRE this shit. Yeah. And wait for the trolls to pop in with that goddamn. Yeah.
The laptop's battery died.
Mark Lanigan has great... Why do I know the name Mark Lanigan? I know that, but I know so much... I used to know so much stuff about music, but it's like anything else. If you don't consistently refresh it, eventually that stuff starts to fade. Mm-hmm. All right. Gardy, who's Mark Lanigan? I should know that.
Oof, yeah. Who is... I don't remember. Yeah. That's great stories about AL. Yeah, it's
I like industry plant. No, you look at the history of Ministry. Al Jurgensen is the definition of an industry plant. Like, because I love the early stuff, like the new wave era. That's my jams right there. Like, I like Ministry right up until the 21st century. It very much turns to garbage at that point. Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if you were the one that ended up lifting it, but we make music together a lot, and.
Oh, I got my guitar back. It's set up in E. Sweet. So I can use open strings.
Oh, gang! I've been wanting to maybe show off and maybe play a little guitar in front of the people, or show maybe a little insight into how we make a record sometime.
You gotta wait for me to warm up first.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I have a condition that's medically known as stupid fingers. I gotta heat them up with the blowtorch first.
They're not. Some of these Murkies ain't gonna believe you because I played Paraduma for them.
I said, stupid fingers.
Yeah, so you want to see how mean I can be as a fucking dude composing some drums sometimes? I said, here was the prompt. You know what you should do? Some blast beats sometime. What I showed up with was this, and look who delivered. Listen to this guitar. Holy shit.
He kept making me dumb my riffs down.
Yeah. I like palatable stuff. I try to.
I was just like, let me necrophagus this. I can't, but let me.
Yeah. No, we're gonna be. Well, I like
Oh shit! Sean's played since 1980. What do you play?
Yeah, Sean. Hell yeah, Sean. Yes, show us down. Show us the down and dirty. Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah, no, I mean.
Sean says he's played since 1980, dude. In 1980, I was still trying not to piss myself.
Yeah, I definitely. I was barely seeing.
I didn't pick it up till I was 16.
I'm only 30. I was born.
Yeah, no. If you're -10, then that's story.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing. But a lot of Murkies are older than me. It's something I really like. some of the experience and love I get in this Discord. Like, bam, I get some cool shit. Do the damn thing, says April. Yeah, we'll probably.
We don't have an acoustic here.
Yeah, we'll probably get down at some point. I would play some of the music on stream, but that's kind of after party stuff because of weird. It's on a different YouTube channel of mine, so I gotta.
Oh, I'm a shameless self-promoter and attention whore. I'll play my own music. I like my own music. Don't record songs you don't enjoy listening to.
Yeah, 85 over here. Are you?
Gardy says played since '86.
Hey, damn.
Oh, everybody here plays longer than
Hell
me. Yeah.
yes, dude.
Shit.
We got
Now I gotta
some
watch
serious-
out.
Oh no, I mean, look, if y'all hang around the Discord, I'll show y'all exactly how you're gonna really like his style in particular. You cats that have been shred daddies since the, and you know,
I really, it's just a punk rocker who didn't want to stop.
This makes
that's pretty much how I play. I played guitar for, like, I played guitar playing metal and stuff like that for a good 10 years before I even bothered learning any chord theory. Yeah. It was all just riffs. I need to learn more riffs. I gotta learn some riffs. How do I do these solos?
Is this why I got so much love from the community when I said I was a Zappa fan? Is this why?
Dude, my dad loves Zappa, and it took you turning me on to Zappa to finally get it.
Zappa's the
It's the
shit.
recording quality. It is. It's because he's doing so much with so little bandwidth, and it made my ears scream when I was younger.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have ever gotten into Zappa if I didn't get into Monster Magnet's Spine of God.
That's actually really fair.
That record is recorded in such a way that it starts off that you have to listen to it, and you get the full experience, even though it's robbed of highs and lows. It's a very mid-rangey like, you don't realize how it's so well mixed for that. You don't realize how much frequency range isn't there till you put on somebody else's record. You're so in it and hear every damn thing.
Yeah.
Like, I think about Brian Wilson doing his best mixes, because he was deaf in one ear, as the mono mixes.
Yeah.
Like, the mono mixes, all the Beach Boys stuff is generally considered to be the reference mix.
Yeah. Moody Blues. Word, not particularly my jam, the Moody Blues, but I know I respect. Nice in white satin.
What Moody Blues record should I check out?
Yeah, if you had to throw a suggestion out.
Yeah, what record am I checking out tonight?
Where's the Moody Blues sauce? You cannot say Nights in White Satin. I just sang it and we've heard it. Sorry, we did a music show for a while. So sometimes I'll cut off music suggestions. Like I'm fucking still in mute. Like I'm still running an echo chamber. Like wait, no AMVs, no anime edits. Please no anime edits. Monster Magnet. So you put on that particular Monster Magnet record in the Astro van one time, and it's one of those records where I get what you're saying. By the end of the first track, right, you've built a palette for what's going on sonically.
Yeah,
and then it's an album experience.
Well, and it's really smart. As I recall, they come in with like this drum solo that's run through a big old school filter sweep. It sounds like it's run through a wah pedal. You know? And by the time that they've fucking already wadded up to the highest amount of frequency range, then bring in the bottom end and the rest of the song's going, your ears are just attuned to what they're giving you.
Yeah.
You're so you paid attention to that sweep, you're just hearing what they're giving you. It's astoundingly clever in a way of like brain hacking.
It's a work of not just composition but production. There's that producer sitting there and composing where it needs to go in the actual tape. Used to be so impressive to me. I used to watch and rewatch the making of Dark Side of the Moon, and it's because that was a live mix session.
Right.
They sat and played that record's final mix with faders.
Yeah. Yeah,
they sat and played.
Like they had multiple guys there who were doing the mix because there was no automation at that point.
Yeah, they're just burning cigarettes and fucking.
And, the other thing to keep in mind is like by the time that record's getting made, the linear fader in music applications is 6 years old. Like they were using big rotary pots beforehand.
Yeah.
Tommy Dowd, that's a guy you should look into. Very interesting guy.
There's
worked on the Manhattan Project. Once he got done, they told him he couldn't use his physics degree, including new nuclear physics he helped develop, because they were all state secrets. He'd have to go finish out a whole physics degree of physics he knew to be wrong. So he said, fuck that, I'll go be a producer for Atlantic.
They have a history of audio.
Invented the linear fader.
They have a history of audio recording in the Museum of Musical Instruments. And there's from Dowd's estate fucking like stuff.
Oh, we gotta go. Dude, you should have led with that.
Like it's
I get to see some of Tommy Dowd's production gear.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah. If you're a musical nerd, you like musical instruments, man. I'm telling you, the MIM in Phoenix, Arizona, is one of the coolest fucking museums in this country. I've been to a lot of museums in this country. It's one of the fucking coolest if you're a musician in particular. There's a fucking playroom. You want to play Tibetan bells for the first time? You can go in the playroom and play them.
I'll do that.
There's a whole section for fucking old automated circus shit. Like the old automated like music boxes and shit. But again, their collection's massive. And they got a lot of stuff from one of Lux's former clients, who I guess just has a... Well, okay, look, one of Lux's former clients was between the 70s and now... He's who you hit up to book here.
Oh, okay.
If you want to come through Arizona or Southern California, you're hitting this dude up.
Yeah.
Like he's your booking agent. And so this dude had donated an Al Di Meola guitar, Steve Vai. There's a whole Johnny Cash thing. There's Johnny Cash guitars. There's fucking the Who's pieces of the Who's equipment from Woodstock.
So yeah, they've got a little bit of everything.
It's fucking impressive as shit. There's this whole like musical instrument. There's like a guitar room at the beginning of the fucking museum, right? Where it shows you just different types of guitars. There's that one that you see memes of that's just metal.
Wait. Sorry, I just caught... That guy can tell you all about NAM.
Yeah.
And I was like, National Association of Musicians or Viet?
Yeah. Let's see here. Moody Blues, A Question of Balance, 1970. We'll spin it. We'll put it on at some point.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
I'll listen to that probably tonight. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Now, my mom was a fan of the Moody Blues, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Yeah.
And Boston.
Yeah.
But I never got into Moody Blues.
Justin got a handmade hurdy-gurdy a few months back. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. One of the most fun times I've ever had was at a bluegrass festival I don't even know where the fuck it was, with Justin and his family. And it was, dude, he's got just a little background on Justin, guys. Musical family. Like, I mean, in his blood. Like, goes back. You want to talk instruments, he's a real good fucking time. Yeah, you need to make it great. Yeah, dude. I would, dude, I fucking want a hurdy-gurdy. I want everything, though. I see an instrument, I'm like, I want one. Wonder what it's like. I forgot about that. Yeah, bro, that was a good time. That was one of the best times. Yeah, I'm alive. Yeah, really cool community too that he grew up around and his parents associated with. I don't know, it's cool shit. I love bluegrass, says B-Mom. I do too, and I didn't realize I never really shared that I do with Angel and special guest until I was about out of Arkansas and started playing mandolin a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're like, the fuck? I was like, oh yeah, I can play the mandolin.
Yeah, no, I can just shred a mandolin. I can't play double course instruments like that. My stupid fingers,
It's a weird one to get you. It's strung like a violin. So if you think this is E A D G but upside down, and then like a 12 string.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, so if
you handed me a 12-string guitar after finding out I've been playing guitar for like 25 years, you would then call me a liar.
Oh yeah. So like fiddle and stuff, like you start remembering like G, like you remember G, right?
Yeah.
And then but in a mandolin you start like you genuinely really quick because it's just an inversion. You almost have like a cheat code to get it to
because you're doing a mirror of the chord.
G. Yeah. Where where D is like D. It's like D, like it's just little muscle memory things with that instrument. But I'm fascinated by learning new interfaces all the time.
So what I want is something the size of like a 25-inch short scale electric bass, but that is strung like a gigantic ukulele.
I've heard that. Okay, yes, it's like a piccolo bass from hell.
Yeah.
That actually, I don't know. At some point, I want give me all the instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically yeah. But I don't know, man. I really want a new fucking full range MIDI controller really bad and a new like drum pad. Really
but what if we instead got a vintage synclavier?
We're doing it for the TikToks too.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, gotta pay for this synclavier.
I gotta pay for the synclavier. That man, one of the whammy
Oh yeah,
clavies.
yeah. The clavichord with the fucking gigantic whammy bar on top. Dude, that guy just shredding through a Hendrix solo on one.
Dude,
Astounding.
it sounded like a fucking
astounding
guitar.
Man.
Yeah.
Guitar is my main love, but the first instrument I ever got a chance to play on was my grandmother's Hammond organ. And so, yeah, I just, being able to play with the drawbars and alter the sound, it's like the earliest synthesizer a person could buy.
Yeah.
So I just fell in love with that. And then my mom had, mandolin, not a mandolin, a dulcimer.
Yeah.
And an omnichord.
You love an omnichord.
So,
those are fun.
You've got the electric harpsichord and a dulcimer. It's 1983. You're making some fucking Devo bluegrass over here.
Yeah. Have you seen the Warren Ellis tenor guitar?
No.
Let's pull this bitch up. Warren Ellis tenor guitar. Oh, this is kind of right up your alley.
I'm about to say, I like the body design. Looks like
Floyd-
a Jag-Stang.
Put a Floyd Rose on it and call him good, bitch.
No. Like, if we were going to sully that poor guitar with a trim system, it'd have to be a Bigsby.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
Hey, dude, I still want a Bigsby Steinberger.
That's such a weighty
And I want it to have
idea,
trim.
too.
Like, I want all the trim to look like it's a 1950s diner.
Some things you gearheads out there, I want you to know, sometimes special guest throws an idea at me, and in my head I have this like almost synesthetic reaction of like feeling the weight of the metal he's suggesting putting on the guitar in my hands, and I'm like, wait, what? From Floyd Rose to big damn.
Yeah,
You're
but
trying to Zach Wild this shit.
Yeah, what he doesn't tell you is that I grew up playing BC Rich.
Yeah.
So it's like, badly balanced, astoundingly heavy guitar? Yes, please. I'm gonna have to always hold the neck so I don't break off the headstock.
Yeah. Floyd Rose all day long, says Sean. Yeah, Stradivarius Stratosphere. Oh shit.
Oh, dude, I normally play a Fernandez Vertigo Elite, a 1999 like early Japanese model.
Yeah.
And my Floyd, it was my only guitar when I played in punk bands.
Yeah.
Which automatically everybody's like, wait, what? No, if you break a string. Funny thing, it always only broke strings at the bridge. And you had to clip the balls off the strings and just jam them into the bridge and clamp them. I have to. I've still got the guitar. I love it. And so I would just keep some wire cutters and leave too much on that string because it was always this string.
Oh, shit. We got Lux in the chat. Are you getting off work early, lady?
Hello?
Well, I was just able to unmute. Sorry. Well, here's the thing. I'm dropping a car, and then I'm just gonna bus home from the spot.
Oh, okay.
So, technically, I'll be home early.
Okay. Well,
I'm on my way out now, but since I'm just in here, I've got you on speaker, so I'm just listening from Discord. But yeah, I'm here.
well, right on. I just thought I'd check in with you again. It's been like a special guest and Angel found out today. When I'm streaming, I get kind of stuck in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
that's another reason why I wanted to pop in because technically, yes, I'm officially off work and I'll be home soon.
Right on.
But you're on speaker, so I get to chill with you.
Oh yeah. Well, hell yeah. We're all glad you're here. Everybody say shout out Lux. We're kind of getting into the music gear.
Hello.
We're kind of getting musical with it. If you notice.
I did. I heard a little bit earlier.
Hell yeah.
Favorite tree system is the Floyd Jaguar trim.
Really?
I mean, look, there's a what can you really compare to that Floyd? Like it's a nightmare to set up and tune. Any negative critique you have of the Floyd Rose is probably accurate.
Overcomplicated.
But what else does that well?
Yeah.
Like if you use a lot of whammy bar dives, which I like to, it's a good time.
Yes.
And I don't want to say it's part of my sound. All of us lifted it from Eddie Van Halen.
That's true.
Like the dude made guitars sound like a whinnying electric death horse.
I hope you all feel as seen as I just did.
I
did.
We can be mad about it, or we can all admit Eddie Van Halen was the next Hendrix.
I learned Eruption.
Yeah, same.
I mean,
Dude, I learned eruption on my bass.
yeah, you got. I mean, yeah, oh yeah. Oh man, yeah.
I started on the bass.
Yeah. Yeah, classical guitar and then the bass for me.
Check the Vega trim. I will.
Piano my whole life. I didn't realize.
I will. I've got a right now. A friend of mine's putting it back together after painting it, but I've got a Cort copy of a Steinberger. It was my first electric guitar with the 40 thread per inch Steinberger style tuners. It stays in tune forever and never breaks a string. But if I could find some way to hack a fucking whammy bar onto it, I would.
Yeah. I wanted to show some of the guitars we talk about in the, what was this, Jaguar trim? Is that what it was? That's up in term?
Yeah.
I meant trim. You're talking, wait. Which one?
Is that,
Wait, like
is that a
Floyd?
Fender style?
Is he talking about the Fender? Wait, Jazz Match? Yeah. Okay, see, I see what you like, my man. I see what you like. Okay. That's not what you're stepping in, dude.
I like to dive so low that my strings hit the pickups sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy Rhoads. I would say Randy Rhoads and but both Rhoads and Yngwie.
Yeah.
My Malmsteen owe a ton to Eddie Van Halen. I don't.
These are songs my mom made me learn.
Yeah.
Like, you learn these so you can impress your drunk mom. Like, I learned Hot for Teacher, and Brando learned it on drums just so we, like, when the moms came home drunksies, they could be like, "Hot for Teacher." We could be like, you know?
Dude, no, I just anything that sounded fun to learn, I wanted to learn. I never got too caught up in genre, even though I knew so much about metal and loved so much about metal. Yeah, anything with a good riff that had a hot player, I was into. You know.
Yeah. That's Randy Rhoads.
Which, once again, this is why I liked all those old Guitar Hero guys, man. Yeah. I wasn't so much in the whole like, oh, were you into Satriani? I was like, have you heard of Jason Becker? You know?
Yeah. You know, I grew up with, everybody knows Vi's cheesy. He's a cheesy boy. He's got kind of a cheesy vibe. That's his shtick, though, and we all love Steve Vai for that, right?
Hey,
he's got the guitar with the handle in it.
He's only cheesy because what he was doing became such the standard that it could become parodied.
Yeah, Trace it. I don't know. Like, he was one of those guitar daddies. Like, I'm excited to hear him on Zappa records. Like, when a live Zappa thing happens, it's like, fuck yeah. Adrian Belew and Zappa live at the Palladium.
Yeah.
Number one, that's the most, that's Zappa solos that make me tear up. That's the most happy. I think that he said that was his favorite performance he had ever given. Like, and you can tell this motherfucker is from the heart to the hands in that one. But like Adrian Belew in that one's fucking crushing it.
Oh yeah, well, like Belew doesn't fuck up.
No, he doesn't. He's just, that dude's, even if he does, he's going to hit that fucking Floyd or whatever he has, probably something cutting edge.
Oh, dude, what about Dream Theater and Mike Portnoy?
Yeah. Oh, the Crossroads duel.
When I think of Mike Portnoy, I think of that last Death Wreck. Wasn't that him on that? Or do I just always associate those two?
That's Portnoy.
Yeah, I thought he played drums on that or bass. Shit. Wait, why am I? This is how long it's been since I've checked out a lot of this stuff. Hold on, let's look this up right now.
I know the Flesh and the Power That It Holds. Right?
Yeah,
the last Death record.
Sound of Perseverance.
Oh, Sound of Perseverance.
Yeah.
So that's a track off of Sound of Perseverance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my favorite track off of.
Yeah, that's because that track is fucking killer.
That's a sick track.
No, Portnoy was not on this. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
Who was the drummer on that? Because it sounds like that drummer, and I don't remember the name.
That's Richard Christie. That's why I'm thinking of it.
It's Christie.
Fucking Richard Christie's Aces. Hold on.
Yeah, Christie.
I need to know who what I'm associating this with, though.
That's my only critique of metal from that era. I wasn't really around to fucking get into it. So I get into it after the fact. Once there's like different drumming productions are in fad, right? So that like having 1,000 toms and like a billion splashes.
Yeah.
Like I sometimes that cracks me the fuck up, but like that's also a big part of why I enjoy that last Death record is the drum production. But I'm a drum production nerd. Like I produce a lot of the drums on stuff. I I really like that. But actual drummers don't like working with me. They don't like it because I'm not telling y'all what all's digital and what all's analog, but more digital than you think.
I think I might be thinking about him playing on that damn Avenged Sevenfold record.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was cross-correlating the two.
Yeah.
I'm not an Avenged Sevenfold fan, but they can solo. Like, they write decent solos.
Yeah. But yeah, you look, man, working with fucking Nat. There had been a couple of times where he had put on something that was like a sleeper Avenged Sevenfold song where I was like, what's that? And he's like, that's A7X, bro. And I'm like, oh. I like it though.
Yeah. No,
I like it though.
They had some riffs.
Yeah.
Like I don't like a lot of their stuff because it doesn't have the energy I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay? But they got some riffs, and whoever's playing their leads was as capable of writing memorable solos as Kirk Hammett. And like whatever your feelings might be on Kirk Hammett, you know his solos note for note, and it's not just because you listened to him a million times.
Yeah, see that kind of stuff is why like when we were recording all that like death metal, I kept saying things like dumb it down. When I'm a producer sometimes, especially like a guitarist or like, you know, like from the metal world or people who are trying to play to the edge of their ability, which is what you want to see out of a studio musician, it is the producer's job sometimes to say, hey, pull that back, make it something that a kid will want to play. A kid will hear it and be like, I can play that, I think. Yeah. Make it just enough of a challenge for a kid to get him fucking interested. Sometimes people overdo it with riffs, in my opinion. And it's not that the idea's not there and expressed, it's that it's just expressed hella fucking fast and we get to see nothing but how impressive you are instead of like the actual draw.
You know, for me, what I realized a long time ago is that I play guitar to entertain myself. Yeah. Wait, what is this? Sean says, worst prick I ever met was George Lynch, 1985, Orange Pavilion, San Bernardino. Oh. I've heard that George Lynch is a prick. Like, I've heard that's one of the reasons that he didn't have that much success, really, in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, I bet he fucking... But, you know, he's played more shows and bigger crowds than I have, so... Oh, yeah.
My fave Metallica record is Master of Puppets. What you think about Master of Puppets by Metallica, dude? What's your favorite Metallica record? I'm a host, so I'm gonna say Lulu. I'm gonna opt.
Okay, first off, if we're gonna answer, I'm gonna give you within the first 4.
Okay.
Before they just turned into a rock band. Not that I dislike the Black record. Oh. It feels like they were like, yeah, we just heard AC/DC.
Word.
Compared to what they'd been doing.
Yeah.
Probably Master of Puppets. I really though, I say that you've got to, and Justice is just like right there. And I love all that stuff. Like, I love all that stuff. I'm a big Megadeth mark though. Nah. Like, that's the thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, he likes Megadeth. He's kind of turning me on to Megadeth because I'm not, you know, I feel like I got a bitch and day.
Chris Poland is better than Kirk. Look, Chris Poland is 100 times the guitar player of Kirk.
He's throwing shit.
Kirk, absolutely wrote more memorable solos than Poland. And I'm a fan of Poland. I am. And Poland can outplay everyone in this room and everyone we've mentioned, probably. Yeah. Like, he's unnaturally skilled and talented and has gigantic hands with huge reach. Yeah. Yeah. But if we're just talking about like about like musicality and memorability, man, Hammett has something going on that his solos will make you think they're if you really look at them, they're a lot closer to Beethoven than Poland. Yeah, I think that's important. Yeah, I couldn't exactly tell you why, but I can tell you they're closer to Beethoven than Poland is, and I've got a ton of respect for Poland.
Special guest has helped me kind of appreciate Megadeth more, and I want to shout out somebody from my hometown, Bob Brazil. He's a producer. He's got a band called Hound of Hades. He does a lot of other stuff. He's producing a lot of other acts, but he's I love him, but he's a hella big Megadeth fan, and they needed a bassist one time. I joined his band. They were a metal band, and he was like, do you like Megadeth? And I was like, no. And he was like, he's a Megadeth super fan. So he's like, well, let's listen to some fucking Megadeth. And so I've had this like kind of slow brewing, like appreciation and building of like Dave Mustaine's voice.
Look,
it runs me away.
here's the thing you have to be able to appreciate Megadeth, right?
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe it's not just the voice, it's the lack of contextualization.
Yeah.
Right? Dave Mustaine's so good at playing a wrestling heel
Yeah.
that you forgot you were watching wrestling.
Yeah.
You got me? He's really, like, he knew. He's the redheaded stepchild of metal. He's stuck with that voice, those opinions, that he always has resting bitch face that just looks like he smelled a terrible fart.
And as we find out some kind of monster, he's always felt like he was the dude that got kicked out of Metallica.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I would.
Like, Team Megadeth, but wouldn't you?
Yeah, you Murphys better believe if that was something in my past, I'd be talking about it. Any more rumor mill people show up,
Bye, B.
I'd be talking about it. Later, B. It was nice talking to you. We're kind of rounding down the day, actually. Where are we at? Yeah, we're getting...
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah, we're getting close.
But, so if you understand that there are people in the entertainment industry that we don't think of as characters, but are fucking definitely playing characters or playing up characters.
Yeah.
Dave Mustaine's just the best. Like, you remember NWO?
Yes!
Yeah,
he's the heel!
Yeah, he's Shady Beard Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That's all that's going on here. Like, he got kicked out of the WWF, took over the WCW.
Best concert you have ever seen. Ooh.
Oh, I can give you a top 2, but I can't pick because they are so wildly different.
Ooh. I got different ones for different reasons. I'll give one right now, though. Actually, my favorite show, I got 2 consecutive shows that are my favorite shows. Both of them, I think my mom was with me. It was a fucking Coheed and Cambria. No, the second one, my mom wasn't with me. But anyway, yeah, Coheed and Cambria. That's a fucking really good show. If you're a metalhead, if you like even classic rock, it's a fucking good, well-rounded fucking show. Like, it's like, that was like best show. Yeah, I still say probably Coheed. Like, I saw them in 2 different environments too. I saw them rock a theater, and then I saw them rock like an arena, and it was, sick.
I would say the first one when it like, are we talking just a band or a band and a whole stage show?
Band and a whole stage show. I think he's meaning like best concert. Like, you left and you've said like that was the best concert.
I've seen Tool 4 times. They were all pretty good concerts.
Yeah.
One of them, they obviously didn't have good monitors. They couldn't tell what was going on. And like, normally they are record tight, but you could tell that they were playing live that night.
It's like one of those things where like, that's not
Dude,
their
Tomahawk opened for him and blew him off the stage.
That sucks. That's monitor. Yeah, that's
Yeah, no, it was all monitoring. It was all monitoring. Okay, big performance. Skinny Puppy on the Greater Wrong of the Right tour in, I want to say, 2008. House of Blues in New Orleans. Otto von Schirach opened. You should check out Otto von Schirach. If you're into rock, you're going to be like, what is this garbage? But if you're into weird experimental electronic stuff with a sense of humor, check out Otto von Schirach. There was another band, maybe Tweaker. They were like an industrial supergroup. They were not good. They were in the middle. And then Skinny Puppy. And Skinny Puppy just did an amazingly good set. It was good. Like, that record was good for a comeback record. Everybody was thrilled to see this band touring again after forever. They managed to have the energy of not being a bunch of old guys.
Yeah.
And Ogre worked the crowd absolutely perfectly.
Yeah.
Like, he had them, like, you want to talk about a performer having every member of the audience in their sway? Yeah, absolutely. I was on the front row. I got crowd crushed real hard.
Yeah.
He walked by the front row with the rest of the band, like right in front of the barrier, and I reached by and slapped him on the back. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That was the best show like that. 2003 Voodoo Fest. It was Marilyn Manson and Iggy Pop with the lineup from Funhouse, and they played Funhouse front to back.
Fuck yeah.
And they made the mistake of letting Iggy Pop open. Dude, 4 old men just blew Marilyn Manson off the stage. like you couldn't tell Iggy Pop was like 60 something.
I believe that, dude. There's something about that record too. Like,
oh no, that's the best one.
Funhouse.
We'll argue all day about how important raw power is, and I'll concede.
Yeah.
But in terms of just like you're gonna put on a record that makes you feel a certain way, you want to feel like a scumbag in a burnt out Eastern city.
Yeah.
At 2 a.m, rolling around, getting a fucking burger with nothing to do and no future, you put on that record.
Funhouse.
Like it's the perfect encapsulation, as near as I can tell, of that feeling.
Yeah. Just fun fact for the audience: I call my genitalia, I've lovingly nicknamed it Iggy Cock and the Stooges. Just so everybody knows. Sorry, Lex. I see that you're listening. But yeah, Iggy Cock and the Stooges. That's my. I like taking band names and throwing it. Making fun names for your genitals out of it. 30 seconds to balls. There's another one.
Good to know.
Oh, no. Cut that out, she says.
Rumple foreskin.
Yeah, manager girlfriend says, what are you doing?
Good to know.
What are you doing here? Hey, quit talking about that.
Of course, Iggy will slay Maryland. Hey, look, man, I had high hopes for Maryland, man.
Come in after work.
Oh, what was that?
One more time?
That was an interesting part to come into after work.
Yeah, boy. Hey, yeah, boy.
Well, we said we're getting political.
Yeah. Shout out one of my favorite people in the world, a guitarist, Justin D. I was playing bass in a band, he was playing guitar in a band, but we were on tour, and he had a fucking book. It was Iggy Pop's biography. And in the middle of it is a set of photos, and one of the photos is a full page, full nude, Iggy Pop, like, cock out.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's impressive. And this is why it was being photographed, I'm sure. They just kept showing back up on tour. Like, that was like the gag was like, someone's looking at their phone and you just kind of put it over their phone. And they're like, ah, damn it! Iggy Popcock again! Yeah, Iggy Popcock became like a whole Iggy Poppycock. Like, there was a whole, shout out Justin D, man. But that's okay. So fucking special guest has seen some banger concerts. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Like now the best festival I've been to, Memphis Metal Feast 2001. It was just all underground bands. Like I Hate God was there. Got 16-year-olds in the crowd drunk because they're basically the pirates of the music scene. It was wild. It was a really good show. I saw Burnt by the Sun there. I saw the fucking Champs back when they were good. Like that was. If you weren't there, it's a shame for you.
Yeah, I hold on to really, really old concerts when I was like a minor sneaking into places like Dillinger's Escape Plan.
Well, dude, you were a minor at just the right time to be catching a lot of good music.
There was some cool shit. Like the drive-in.
I was quite thrilled to be like a 23-year-old metalhead,
Yeah, like I was sneaking in.
25-year-old metalhead.
Yeah, there'd be times too I was so young. It's like, who's this girl in here? And I'm like, leave me alone.
Gardy says, here's my band's latest.
Oh, fuck yeah. We'll be sure to check that out. Oh, it might not let you post that link there. It might disappear. You'll have to pop it in the Discord for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop it in the share your links, share everything part of Discord.
Yeah, it's not showing us your link, and I would very much like to hear your music.
Yeah, and at some point we got to bring back a musical show because we used to have Echo Chamber, but I have removed it from the YouTube. It is gone. It has been canceled. It's just copyright strike shit. We're a fucking legit radio station now. The format of the show, the way I edited it, I'd have to re-edit every episode, and I didn't feel like doing it. So we're just gonna shoot more, and probably spin off an Unsolved fucking mysteries series. You fucking special guest coming in clutch with name ideas. But yeah, Gardy, please drop your band stuff. Anybody, you guys still hanging in here for the end of the swing shift? Please, if you have music that you've made, you've recorded, you produced, let us hear it. I want to hear it.
We need to change the echo chamber on Facebook to MURKradio.
We really do. I still have it set as fucking echo chamber share everything or something. Facebook's a nightmare. I'm like, I hate this.
What a dumpster fire of a platform.
I hate this.
Like it all seems like it would be good, and yet the experience is terrible.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And I can't handle the censorship. Like, I feel like I can't speak my fucking mind on the platform. I feel like if I'm scared to share memes anymore, I'm like, what are they going to fucking flag me for?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And now it's just led to, But anyway, we're going to take it on over to the end title card. I think now's a good time to probably roll on out. I'm glad we got a good, functionally a couple of 2.5 hours in. Really glad you were here for Merkspiracies, guys. Like,
What days are you going to be doing that?
I am due Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Monday through Friday. Well,
What time?
unless we want to do a tattered map and replace it. Anything.
Let's start trying to make that a little more structured. I'm going to work toward making that a little more structured. We'll do another one, like at least that's freeform minimum. But yeah, I think after that I'm going to try and move it to being a little more
Make
structured.
it into edited content.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Well, so it's that way. If you are really interested in it, you can you can deep dive a little easier on it.
Yeah, but the community liked you guys here. I like you guys here. I'm doing this Monday through Friday. You're right down the road. If you don't want to pay that fare, just bus on over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Again, I start at 7 a.m. I go to about 3 p.m. Different shows and stuff. And
Later.
yeah. You guys, you have a good one. Great guest. Hey, thank you. No, again,
Thanks, Sean.
It's only in his blood. His name is Specialist Guestifer. He better. That's like what his whole family's known for. They're in the House of Lords. They've been good guests for a long time, for a very long time. But anyway, yeah, let's kick it on over to the title card. Turn this music up, bitches. We'll see you tonight. I'm pretty sure we're doing a late night. Lux, are you there? She's probably muted. She's probably mad I'm making her unmute.
We're doing a late night.
We're doing a late
Nope, she's
night.
not on mute. Always listen.
Yeah, we're doing a late night.
We're doing a late night. We're probably going to talk about Bigfoot's thick ass. If you guys get home, hook up a Discord, pop on in, baby.
Yeah.
We do the late night chat with everybody. They want to hear from you guys, and again, I've been pumping you up for a minute.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get a
Website
mic
link
for
in the
the house.
description.
I can't find my fucking H4n.
Oh shit. Your phone might work for now. If not, borrow these. You can borrow these headphones. They'll connect to your phone or your computer with a Bluetooth card, and you can the mic on it's pretty solid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the monitor on it's pretty good. It's like those. It's like whatever. It's the same fucking company that puts speakers in Mercedes-Benz, but it's also LG fucking.
Branded.
Yeah. But it's like they're special edition LG shits. They're actually they're all right. What time tonight, says April? Blue. I think we're going 9 p.m. our time.
Yeah, usually 9 p.m. our time to 11, which kind of leaves it at like between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. Central Time.
Yeah. So it's the late show. Yeah, it's the graveyard shift. It's the night shift.
You gotta keep all the people entertained.
Yeah, no, we label the streams now like they're shifts for like we're working people's. We got the day shift, we got cooking with Zimmy, we got the swing shift, and now we've got the night shift, the graveyard shift.
Oh, yeah. You'll see me get up and move around a lot because I'm 43 and my back and knees hurt.
We old. I smoke a lot and I cuss a lot. Hey, you're in good company, I guarantee it. But anyway, kicking it over to the title card, guys. I love you all so much. Thank you. You ride or diers, dude. Ride or fucking diers. And we've been experimenting with fucking style lately. Like we really have.
Trying to look official.
We really, 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 really are. Just want to remind all you Murkies, we're brought to you by BarkBox and Atlas VPN. Special deal in the description below.